Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream and to the second game, I think, of Jasper's Game Week. We are going to be doing something a little different here today. We have a pancake-themed game with live pancakes here for Jasper's Game Week, a week-long tabletop gaming event dedicated to mental health awareness and suicide prevention. Today, our donations are going to go towards Jasper's Game Day, but also will help you conjure both in-stream and in-game pancakes. We have our normal donations of $10, $15, and $20 for advantage, disadvantage, and rerolls. And we have 3 unique pancake-themed tiers. For $25, you can conjure 1 non-magical object, either for me, the DM, or for any one of the players. The object can be medium or smaller. Oh my gosh, you have my room as your background.
Lol.
It can be medium or smaller and could be anything from something like an adventuring equipment, some sort of trinket, or whatever. And our friend Lee Goldberg will be making that pancake in real time. I think this way, if everything's correct in my mirroring. For $35, you can gift 1 character or me a spell of 3rd level or lower. And this party is 4th level, so that is magic that they can only get through you and these pancakes. And the last one, for $50, you can gift any 1 character a magic item of rarity, or lower. Lee will be drawing all of them in real time, and when that pancake gets flipped, it is in the game. I hope that all makes sense to you, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to segue briefly to my friend Lee for a little bit of a word, and then we'll introduce our cast.
Hello, I'm Lee Goldberg, and about 3 years ago, I had the idea to integrate pancake art into live play, and I talked to Fenway about it. She paired me up with Justice, so he's great, and I think this is going to be a pretty magical game.
Awesome. Thank you, Lee, and thank you for working with. I wanted to also let you all know that we did a raffle for the villain of this session. And so both Lee and I have talked with this individual who won the raffle, and they have come up with a very out there villain for this that has affected the entire game. And I think you all are really going to love it. So with that, why don't we go ahead and introduce our cast? I'm going to go clockwise. So we'll start with Michael.
Oh, geez. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Sinclair II. I was prepared. Today I'm going to be playing Tiso, who is I gotta look it up real quick, a Scourge Aasimar blood hunter, so a real spice boy in the house. It's going to be a fun time. What else are we supposed to say? You covered this before we started, and are we supposed to say just that, or where we can find this? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I forgot to. I think who you are. I think we covered that. What are you playing, and a little bit about your character. I think
cool.
We got it. Good job. Yeah. Becky.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becky Salmond at Medley Beckons everywhere on the internet. I am playing Sada Kesh, who is a half-orc bard, College of Eloquence, former motivational speaker.
Love it. Chris.
Hello, everyone. I am Chris. I am awake, which is a positive coming from Sydney, Australia. I am going to be playing the ever delightful Yog. Yog is a turtle druid. Nearly forgot who I was and what I was after Michael's spiciness. But Yog is a wide-eyed traveler. He is a druid of the Circle of Dreams and spends his life pretty much wandering around like a tourist, looking at everything, touching too many things, and getting himself into quite a bit of trouble. And I'll pass it back to you, Justice. Thank you.
Awesome. And let's see, we have Jay.
Yes, hello everyone, it's Jay. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Today, I am playing Quilto V, our turtle grave domain cleric who also likes to travel and bring harmony and peace, which he calls his spiritual weapon.
I love it. And last but not least, Goblin Katie.
Hello, everybody. I'm Goblin Katie. You can find me on all the socials and Twitch at Goblin Katie. I am going to be playing Ilthara Selthane. She is an architect of ruin Illrigger.
Awesome, awesome. Very cool. I'm so glad you decided to play the Illrigger because this is
so
my
hyped for
first
it.
time playing with one.
I'm super excited. When they came out, I was like, yes.
Yeah, super cool. Awesome. And Lee is going to be on our pancakes. I think, Lee, you're going to be muted for a lot of this, but if you have any relevant things to let us know during the stream, feel free to chime in.
I will do.
Awesome. So are you all ready to get started?
Do this.
Absolutely. Yes.
Let's
Okay,
go.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
So the world has changed. You feel it in the water. You feel it in the earth. You smell it in the air. And it smells delicious. Much that once was is lost, for none that live remember it. It began with the forging of the great griddles by the great wizard Nolzer. One was given to the elves. Then it was promptly taken back because all they cooked upon its surface was vegan crepes and seared breakfast salads. It was then given to the dwarves, who left the surface all crusty from their bearded meats. Finally, it was given to the humans, who left it in their garage for hundreds of years, neglected by time and space until it fell into the hands of a gnome mage and lover of balanced breakfasts named Melvin Manyroads. But they were all of them deceived, for another griddle was made. In the deepest reaches of the far realm, where aberrations twist into unimaginable horrors, a dark critic forged a secret master griddle to control all others. And into this griddle, they poured their cruelty, their canola oil, and a baleful batter of cheesecake crumbles that would dominate all stovetop cakes, or flatbreads if you want to get technical. One griddle to rule them all. Your search for this griddle has taken you into Icewind Dale, where conjurations have been warping the 10 towns. The blistering winds whip at your face as you trudge through the deep snow. A blue-robed gnome wizard, Melvin, forges ahead of you, wheeling a steel rectangle with a squeaky wheel. Nolzer's grandiose griddle, the good one, not the evil one. Not much further now, he shouts over the howling storm, which kicks up the hard, powdery snow. And then suddenly, he disappears. What do you all do?
I'm going to move forward and inspect the area to see if he's fallen through a hole in the snow.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, why don't you give me, let's go investigation check.
Sure. Let's see. Got it. Natural 20. I'm not even kidding.
Okay. So you step forward. You see this griddle is still sideways into the snow, and you look, and you are exactly right. The snow has caved in, and you see this blue icy tunnel leading deep down underneath the ground.
It appears our fearless leader has fallen. Should be fallen.
I'm going to look at the hole and say, I believe so. And I'm just gonna jump in. I'm just gonna go for it.
Awesome. So Tiso, you jump in and it feels like kind of like a water slide. It's all zipping and curling as you go down. You are reaching incredible speeds. And the sound of you whirring through is echoing about as you land at the bottom. And we'll go back to the others before I describe what you see.
Yeah.
Whee! Jump straight in after him.
Awesome.
No time like the present, and I jump in after him as well.
Okay. So it's
Well,
just Quilto and Ilthana standing in this snow. I'm guessing Ilthana wears some sort of armor. Do you look kind of
Yes, she is wearing scale mail,
scale mail?
a
Okay,
black scale mail that has an iridescent shimmer to it.
love it, love it. And Quilto, you see looking down. The griddle is still outside of this tunnel.
well, we can't leave the griddle. That would just be negligent. Would it fit? As he peers down.
So as you look at the griddle, you see something appearing on its surface magically, and it looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, a bucket of fish pancakes appears as a pancake, and as it appears on the surface, it kind of moves from this doughy, flat surface to this three-dimensional bucket of fish. Oh, it's a bucket of fish. It's not a bucket of fish pancakes. I was like, what is a fish pancake?
That
This
sounds
makes sense.
strictly better. That sounds strictly better, actually.
So it's a bucket of fish. Don't be eating fish pancakes. No, you're fine. You're fine, Lisa. That was me reading it wrong. So this bucket of fish appears on top of the griddle that either one of y'all can then grab.
Oh, and Quilto kind of grabs it. I know that Yagi likes the salmon. We should take it to him.
Agreed. Would you like to take the fish and I'll grab the griddle?
That would be harmonious. Yes.
Outstanding. And she'll reach down and pick up the griddle and kind of tuck it in her arm behind her shield.
Yeah, I love it.
Is it hot?
It feels hot, but in a magical way. So
Okay.
it's not
I'm not gonna burn
absurdly
myself.
hot. It's about sized for a gnome. So yeah, you can easily kind of tuck it under your arm. And yeah, you two progress down this icy tunnel.
Yes.
I'll take the rear and just hold on to that bucket.
Why
and
don't you
just-
go first so you don't land on me?
Oh, I do have dynamic speed when I.
Yes. Yes, you do.
What did Yog say?
We?
Yee, and I jump in.
I love it. All right. So the two of you all speed down this tunnel, and the first one to emerge is Tiso. And Tiso, you land in this subterranean cavern, resting deep beneath the snow. There are these curving bands of permafrost in the ceiling. They're flooding it with this blue and white light, illuminating a 30-foot tall, deep purple obelisk that is stuck inside the ice. You see Melvin, this little gnome. He doesn't wear a hat. He has kind of long curly hair, dark skin, and wears these white gloves. And he says, did someone grab the griddle? And he looks up at the tunnel as Yog comes down, saying we, I'm assuming, and Sada right after him.
Ooh.
I'm going to reply back to Melvin. It's Melvin, right?
Yes, that's correct, he says.
I was just trying to check that you were okay. You went down a hole. I just had to jump right after you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I think that we're here actually, as Quilto slides down holding a bucket of fish that he wasn't previously, and then Ilthana comes down with the griddle underneath her arm, and you can see Melvin express a sigh of relief that somebody grabbed it before appearing down. Have I missed one? No, we have our griddle on the griddle. Is that what that is? I love it. It's like
So good.
griddleception in a way.
And a bucket of fish.
And a bucket of fish. So you all come down, and you've landed in this cavern, and you are once again reunited in front of this large obelisk.
Yog. Oh no, go ahead, Michael.
No, you're good. I was asking about the explanation of obelisk, but you're good to go.
Quilto's like goes and shows the bucket to Yog. This, I believe you like.
Ooh.
For you.
And just like a large box of popcorn, pop it under one arm, and slowly start munching on fish while looking at the obelisk.
I love it. Yeah. So this obelisk, as you all approach it, you see this network of glowing veins of ore streak across its surface in the shape of a door, with the outline of 7 symbols and shapes. There's a sword, one that looks vaguely like a breastplate, a triangle, a wand, a circle, an 8-pointed star, and a square. I can repeat those at any time if you all would like. And as Melvin walks up to Ilthana, he takes the griddle back. He says, "Thanks for bringing this." And he turns to y'all and he says, "Does anyone have any more questions about Nolzur's griddle?"
Quite an impressive piece of equipment.
It is, and it saps my magic, but mostly for story purposes. I'm pretty useless in here, mostly just to provide commentary.
Melvin, how did you come to obtain the griddle?
You know, I was cooking breakfast one day. I was making blueberry pancakes. As you'll see, all of the pancakes should come out as blueberry unless I'm out of blueberries and have to load the blueberry slot. But yeah, I was just walking around making some breakfast, and there it was sitting by the dumpster. And I said, "Wow, this looks still pretty good." And I wheeled it inside. I cleaned it, and then I made some pancakes. And it was a disaster, so I haven't used it since.
Can you make an 8-pointed star?
That's the problem with the griddle. I can't really control what will appear on its surface. I can try to will it as hard as I can to appear, but we'll need some help for that from the spirits beyond.
I see.
In the chat.
I almost wonder if perhaps these indentations are meant to be filled with a pancake.
And he begins looking around at the snow nearby. He says, I don't see any objects, but then again, magic got sapped.
And I investigate the obelisk and the indentations. And then you'd have to tell me if this has to deal with anything with Fey, Fiends, or Undead, because I get advantage of that. If I don't, then I'll just roll regular. Okay.
It is not Fey, Fiends, or Undead.
Okay, I will roll regular. Okay, a natural 20. That normally never happens with me. I don't remember the last time I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah,
amazing.
So you're investigating this, and you get the sense that this is not of this world. It seems like this is possibly made by some sort of illithid. You sense a bit of that alien-esque technology in it. And you do see that each of these slots, as you kind of press upon them, they give a little bit, as if you could push an item through the various pegs and holes in it.
This seems to be some sort of alien. I don't know of its origin, but it doesn't seem of this world, and you might be able to push objects through it.
Oh, did I say it was a door, by the way? It's definitely a door also.
It's a door. Okay, I did not know it was a door.
It's like a teleportation door. And you get that because it's nat 20, because that makes sense.
I communicate that rest of that to the group.
York shuffles forward with eating bits of fish that magically have appeared. How big are the symbols, Justice? Just to give a sense, are they large objects, small objects, fish-shaped objects?
Yeah, so you walk closer, and as you bring that bucket of fish closely, you notice that the circular one begins to kind of resize to be about the width of the bucket. And the one that looks kind of like a sword, you get the sense that it kind of looks like a fish, if like a swordfish, maybe.
Yog dangles one of the fish, looks back at the rest of the group. Yes, no,
Yeah.
or stop doing that.
What are you doing with it?
I'm going to put the fish in the fish. It's a puzzle.
Try it.
Go for it.
Sure. Push the fish into the fish-shaped lock.
Okay. Yeah. So you press that fish into there, and you feel it click as this fish goes into that slot, and it disappears. And with that, you can see the door kind of moving with a bit of magic, as if it's kind of starting to open.
Excellent. Do any of the others fit?
You get the sense that the bucket would fit in the circular one, and you also get another sense that the square hole is a little bit bigger than the others, and potentially any of these objects could also go through the square slot if you wanted to.
Put another fish through the square slot. I never thought I would be saying that.
This reminded me of that, like, put the puzzle pieces in a whole
Yeah.
QA
Okay,
development
right
thing.
there, in the square.
Everything goes through the square.
I'm that user. Literally just start pushing things through.
So you take another one of these fish and you hold it up to the square slot. The square slot refuses to change shape, but the fish will fit through if you want to put it through.
It just squish the fish through.
Yeah. So you push this fish through, and you can choose any one of the other ones to disappear. You can get rid of the triangle, the wand, the 8-pointed star, or the breastplate.
Yogs turns around to the sensible members of the party. Seda, any preferences? I'm running out of fish.
The star would be the most difficult to fit a fish through.
Precisely what I was going to say, Ivana, the star.
Okay,
Awesome.
Mush up one of my fish and kind of push it through.
I kind of turn away, like,
Bye-bye, fishy.
So you do push this fish through the square hole. And as that happens, this difficult 8-pointed star disappears, but you take 3 psychic damage from pushing this fish through the square hole. Something feels off to you, but it technically works. It seems like a design flaw of some sort. But the 8-pointed star disappears, and you can feel the door clicking as another seam begins to run up the center.
I'm gonna
Yog,
try.
are you all right?
No, I'm just sad. It's. I think I've broken someone's hard work.
It's not the first time.
As you look down at the griddle, you can see something handsome appearing on its surface.
Oh.
You're not sure what it is yet, but we'll wait. You can see Melvin is fanning it to get it to cool.
Melvin, what is happening to the griddle?
I don't know. It's making something. It's very handsome. I can see it now.
Griddle's sure is strange.
Yeah, the griddle does have a mind of its own. I worry that it being so close to presumably the bad griddle could be causing some erratic natures in it. What are we going to do about these other ones here?
Can we fit fish through them? Perhaps someone else should try fitting a fish.
I'll give it a go then.
And I'm just gonna, I guess, grab another fish. And have we tried the breastplate one?
No.
I will push it through the breastplate one.
You hold it close to the breastplate one, and it shrinks impossibly small.
Not going through.
Do you want to try and force it through?
Yes.
Why don't you give me an athletics check?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
And a wooden shirtless bust of me. What did I skip? Chest day appears on the surface of the griddle in front as you push this in. What was your athletics check?
12.
A 12. It mashes against it, but you don't quite force it through.
Right.
I take the attractive bust and then hand it to Tiso to put into the breastplate one.
And
The fish just went through the breastplate, I think.
Oh, sorry.
no, the fish, he wasn't able to smash the fish through it. It's sized really small, but as he hands you that bust, it kind of resumes the normal shape, and now there's like an outline of my face on the front of this this bust.
This warrior is very handsome, but very frail. And I'm gonna try and put the thing in the breastplate.
As you push him through, he says, "Please be gentle," as it's just absorbed into this and disappears.
Just pushing it through.
And the breastplate disappears. So currently, there is only a triangle, a wand, a circle, and a square. The bucket does fit through the circle if you want to put the bucket through.
How many fish do I have left?
One fish left. It's a knucklehead trapped.
Okay, that goes into the pouch pocket, and then I hand the bucket over, sadly farewelling it.
All right, you push it through, and the circle disappears. Sada, you've been watching this. What is Sada thinking about it?
Sada's wondering how to get something else out from the griddle. If we're two holes left, we've entirely run out of objects.
And the last two shapes are what now?
We have a triangle and a wand.
Oh, okay.
What if...
Does anyone have a wand?
I do not have a wand in my possession.
I want to just kind of carefully, slowly poke a finger into the circle. Just to see what's in there.
Well, the circle one is gone because the bucket went through.
Oh, the triangle, sorry, the triangle.
Okay, so you poke your finger towards the triangle one. Are your fingers shaped like triangles?
My fingernails, yes, are all pointed.
Are all pointed.
I have
okay.
pointed fingernails.
So you push your pointy fingernail through the slot. You wince a little bit. It feels like someone just clipped your nail. And as you pull out your finger, the triangle disappears, leaving only a wand-shaped slot and the square slot.
I have an idea. Ilthana will pull some of her hair. It starts as like a golden yellow and then fades into a red and ends in brown. And she takes out one of her daggers and slices the strands of hair and walks up to the wand spot and stretches the hair between her hands and tries to press it into that slot.
Watch your fingers.
Okay. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, the donations. So you hold up this strand of hair. You make it straight and long like a wand, and as you present it to the slot, it doesn't change shape. It accepts the hair, and it disappears, leaving only the square slot.
Do we have any square items other than maybe the griddle itself?
I would rather not lose the griddle if we can.
I wish not to lose the griddle as well.
Yog takes out his tinderbox, the little square tinderbox he's got, and kind of passes that over to whoever's standing by the door at this point in time.
Yeah.
Quill
Yes.
Top, do you want to do the honors?
Yes, you are so fast. I was thinking the same thing. And as my hand was on my tinker box, I'm like, oh, and I go over and he puts it in the square and
Yeah, so Quilto, you walk up, you present that tinderbox, and you slot it through the square. And as you do, it disappears, and that seam up the door runs all the way to the top, and you hear this kind of grating stone as it opens and reveals this yellowy, glowing portal. You have opened the door Congratulations. Melvin, looking at it, says, I feel like all those objects could have fit through the square hole, and that bothers me.
It does seem rather like that, doesn't it?
Bad craftsmanship. You hate to see it.
Indeed.
I'm gonna run and just jump through the portal.
Okay, yes. You run and you jump through the portal, and you're gonna go through. Does everybody else follow?
I suppose.
Sure.
So.
Whee!
All right.
I'll make sure Melvin gets in before. I don't leave Melvin last. We make sure that he gets in first before going in.
Yeah, you see, it's kind of like he's pushing one of those shopping carts where one of the wheels just refuses to turn. And he's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for waiting for me. This thing is so frustrating sometimes. And he pushes it through the portal, and it remains open until all of you all are through.
Excellent.
So you appear in this metallic circular hallway. It's kind of alien in appearance. There are these bulbous, floating, kind of fleshy orbs around you that are emanating these green and purple lights as you enter this space. Melvin wheels through with the griddle, and atop it is resting another bucket of beautifully colored fish. Yes, thank you, Lee. I love the flourish. And yeah, so it pops up. This one's a wooden bucket. So yeah. And there are I'm gonna roll a d6. There are 5 additional fish in there.
It looks like it's your lucky day, Yog.
Yog very, very excitedly takes that, pats the griddle in a safe, not burning your paws way, and looks around.
Yeah. So why don't you all give me perception checks?
It's an 11.
11. Okay.
15.
15. Okay. Yeah.
9.
9. Okay.
23.
20. Ooh. Okay.
And 21.
And a 21. Okay. So everybody but Tiso and Elthana, you can hear what sounds like a 90s garage band playing on the other side of this hallway, kind of to your left. You don't notice any sort of door there, but it's like paper thin walls.
Go up to the wall and recognize. Do put my ear against it. Do I recognize the music, or does it sound familiar, or is it?
It's 90s garage band music, so it really doesn't sound like much of anything. But
I really like this, though I don't know why.
I do too.
So you get up close, and as you kind of press your ear to it, the wall kind of opens, and you see this steam kind of come out to like decontaminate. And as it opens, you see a small room with a kind of like like the inside of someone's cheek, like a little bed that's kind of made from that material. And you see a bunch of posters on the wall. The music gets louder. It's emanating from a magic mouth spell that's set into the ceiling, just playing probably the same song on repeat, or maybe it's a whole album. It's hard to tell. But on the wall, there are these pictures of people you've never seen before, but they feel familiar. This looks like this room never left the 90s. There are these teen heartthrob posters. You're pretty sure one of them is Freddie Prinze Jr. And there's a desk upon which is sitting a locked plastic diary that says, actually, it doesn't say anything. It has a bunch of like scratchings on the front. Does anybody read deep speech?
I I don't recognize the language, so I am going to, if anybody else can't read this, I might sit and cast comprehend languages.
Okay, yeah. So you what does it look like when you cast comprehend languages?
It would be well, I'm going to cast it as a ritual, I think.
Okay.
So I'm just going to sit down with the book and Sada closes her eyes, and words kind of start to just like appear faintly over her green skin in just like a darker kind of purple, like where her veins are, like little kind of words almost appear.
I love it. Okay, yeah. And so as that happens, you all hear Sada kind of talking in this kind of like low series of like echoing clicks and garbled language. As you read this diary, it says, keep out in big letters. It says, my diary.
I kind of look up at everyone. It's a diary, and it says keep out, but don't all diaries say that?
Oh, we're definitely reading this diary.
I had to tell that.
I take it and open the book.
So yeah, so you pop open this book, and as you open it, you see it's kind of like a diary of a chef in a way. It has different pictures of foods that you don't recognize, harvested from other planets, and these kind of, they look vaguely similar to dishes in Icewind Dale or throughout the Forgotten Realms, but there's something off about each of them. It's kind of like in The Lion King where they're eating those grubs and you're like, dang, those grubs look really tasty, but you shouldn't eat grubs. And you see two things beginning to appear on the griddle as you're reading through this diary. And the diary belongs to someone named Qthon. So it's Q and then an apostrophe and then THON.
Qthon. Does that name ring any bells for you? Qthon?
No, I have no idea.
What's a cronut?
What's a cronut?
I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh, sorry. You go, Tiso.
I was just saying I don't know how to feel about that. That's it.
So as you're reading this diary, you see this doll appear on the griddle, and it says, Jinx, Jinx. And it's kind of unblinking, and everything else about it is normal in doll feature, but has a very realistic human mouth.
I take my blade out.
You pull out your blade, and it kind of turns towards Jay, just kind of like a Jinx, and holds its hands open to you.
Oh, the universe, come. And I come to pick up the doll, and I'm like, oh, peculiar. Put it on the shoulder and put it on his shoulder.
I love it. So you sit the little Jinx button eye doll on your shoulder, and you all can see other objects starting to appear on the griddle. And Melvin kind of looks around. He says, "This place is starting to creep me out. We should probably keep going."
Believe that other griddle is probably tainting this one.
I think you're right. These unspeakable horrors. I've never seen something like this pop up on the griddle.
It is rather disconcerting.
Huh.
Is there another door?
The hallway does continue onward. This room is kind of its own isolated spot.
I will continue reading the diary and just kind of flipping through it, looking for anything that stands out as being a griddle type food.
Yeah. So you're reading it. You do get a line that says like where it's like Dear Diary, today I invented a gun that sprays maple syrup. It will slow all my enemies down forever. And suddenly the griddle begins to buzz as this bee appears. But it stays a pancake, confusingly enough. And as Melvin holds it up, he smells it and he looks towards Ilthana. He says, "Hey, what's your favorite fruit?"
Mine? Well,
Yeah.
kiwi.
Kiwi. Smells like kiwi. I think this one's for you. And he holds it to you. He says, I'm pretty sure this is a spell. So whenever you want to cast it, just, eat it.
What's the spell, do you think?
It looks like maybe it's got a hint of find familiar in there. I think that's what it is.
Really?
Yes.
Familiar. Huh. And she'll take a bite.
Yes, you bite this and you cast the find familiar spell, and your familiar is a giant bee, or I don't know how big a giant bee is. So if that is a familiar, it's that. It's like
giant bee.
It's a large bee. It's an uncomfortably large bee, but it's not like a take up the whole room giant bee.
Right. It's
and it's just kind of.
And she kind of reaches up and strokes its side.
Yeah. You can see it kind of flutter with joy as you do that. And you see it kind of radiates these like molten coils towards its stinger, as if it's maybe like an ancestor was a hell wasp or something for your ill rigor.
Oh, you are precious. I think that's your name, Precious.
Precious.
Yes.
All right.
I want no pet that comes out of this griddle.
And suddenly a bicycle appears.
I hit it. I haven't hit anything yet. I was gonna take a full like swing at this bicycle that appears.
It has a bow on it. It says for Yog that appears like mid swing.
I'm just gonna go bam, and it's gonna go kring kring as it like just launches off.
Oh, 100%. Ding, ding. Yeah, it bounces
So
across
damage
in
is
this weird 90s themed bedroom.
Tiso's cool is completely damaged at this point.
So Yog was in the middle of just taking down one of the posters and rolling it up, sees the bicycle, sees the object go across there, and goes and starts petting it, and does mend.
I love it. Yeah. So you repair this breakage in the bicycle. As long as you ride this bicycle, I'm going to say your movement is increased by 10 feet.
So just
like the bicycle from Pokemon.
I'm a 6 foot turtle on a bicycle next to a giant bee.
Yes. And it definitely has training wheels.
I'm there for it. I've got my 90s poster under one arm as well. And I slowly start pedaling after the group.
Awesome. Yeah. So you roll up a poster of 1990s heartthrob turned D&D influencer and good girl star Matthew Lillard as you put it into your side there. And you all resume into this hallway and you can see up ahead there's a fork. Not like a eating fork. I should probably specify that in this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justice, the only thing is I'm just trying to work out where to put my bucket of fish on the handlebars. Can I put it on the back, or is there a little thing
There's
for
a
it?
basket. There's a basket, yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Just checking.
Before we leave this room, since everyone's like taking something and Tiso hasn't taken something, he's getting a little jealous. He's gonna take the poster of Charmed down. He's just gonna roll it up and like put it in his inventory.
I love it. Yes. So you have a +1 poster of Charmed. And
Perfect.
If I'm not mistaken, is that another bucket of fish?
That's a bucket of blueberries.
Oh, that's perfect.
Go with the bucket of fish.
Oh my goodness. Okay. A bucket of blueberries. I love it. Yeah. And I think that goes with your bust, and that is for. Is that for Yog? Who needs a? I think so. Yeah. So do you put that in your basket as well?
Yeah. No. So carefully hand it around to the party, because sharing is caring at this point in time. So hand around, kind of shake them out.
All right.
With my poster of my heartthrob Matthew Illard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matthew Illard. He's ill.
Yes.
Looks pale.
Yeah, that's it. Blueberries. Blueberries. I'm not sure what we're doing here, but blueberries and fish. Mash them together. Mmm.
I believe that must be a turtle delicacy.
Maybe I should write it in the book you have as a delicacy.
Perhaps you should. And she'll hand him the book.
Are you going to share any with Quilto?
Quilto is always welcome to have blueberry fish or use my bicycle at any point. We're all friends here. I'm keeping the poster to me, though. It has special resonance, this Illard chap. It's very tall.
There. Shall
All
we
right.
continue on?
Please. Please.
Let's go.
Please.
Awesome. So y'all approach this stainless steel hallway fork at the end. It gives way from the alien appearance of the rest of this area, and it kind of looks like you'd see in an industrial kitchen or something. And you see it as it branches in this T-shaped fork. There are two signs on the wall that Sada can still read, and they say maximum occupancy 3 on each of them. One goes to the right and one goes to the left.
I tell everybody what they read, and I mean, it's rather convenient. They're being, well, inconvenient, I should say, given that there are 7 of us. 6
There
of
are
us.
6,
That
yes.
is convenient. It is
It
convenient.
scared me for a moment. I thought I messed my math up. I was like, oh no, I mean 4. But it says 3. Yeah, it changed for a little bit and then it's back to 3.
Well, we're going to have to split up.
Hmm.
I'll go with Quilto.
Hmm.
I will go with Ilthana.
So that's
All
one
right.
group of 3. The 2 of you will be escorting our group.
Melvin and Yog and I will take the other
All right.
route.
Sounds great. Right or left? He looks towards Yog and Sada.
Yog, right? Correct?
Right.
Right, right.
Awesome, awesome. So you all proceed to the right, and as the 3 of you pass into this hallway, you see it close behind you, leaving only the leftmost one. But right before it does, Melvin says, "Hey, Tiso, coming at you," and he tosses something from the griddle. It is a happy fish, and in that fish's fin is a small bucket, and in that bucket is like very, very, very small fish, and the tiny bucket has Tiso's name written on it in a little heart.
No. Well, I didn't want a pet, but this is very, very cute. I'm going to get the KitchenAid mixing bowl that's there, and I'm going to fill it up with water and put these fishes in it. So now I apparently have to carry around a KitchenAid full of a fish and many other mini fishes.
Yeah, so you put some of these fish in there. It's swimming around happily, and as its little bucket gets in there, you see all the guppies floating around happily. So the other 3 of y'all go towards the left.
Oh, before we go through the door,
Yes.
I'm going to dismiss Precious so that it doesn't count
Oh.
against us for the number of people entering.
Oh, okay, I love
Just
it.
in
Yes.
case.
Yes, clever. You dismiss Precious, so Precious doesn't get left out, and you move into the left hallway, and the same kind of door shuts behind you. So we'll start with you all. Actually, you enter an illithid kitchen. You can see a bunch of different objects in here, most of which are pushed up against this wall in front of a stainless steel island. There's a pot that's eternally boiling. a giant face with a magma mouth with grates inside it that says "Feed me," and as he does, it exits the smoke from its mouth. You see did I say you see a copper panini press? Because that's in there too. And there are 4 holes towards the floor that are about a foot wide each. On the wall, you see a large sign, and the sign kind of looks like the diary you read. It's almost like ingredients. And on the other side of it, you see a fish burger. It looks like a burger in a way. The bun is a different color than you're used to. You see a patty of some sort. It looks like it might be knucklehead trout. And there is 2 slices of some sort of otherworldly Munster cheese, or should I say monster cheese. And in this room is a small panel. Did you like that? Yeah, I love the head shakes are the best part. That gives me life. And you also see this small circular teleporter. There's a button next to it and a picture of the other room.
Interesting. All right.
This is a very strange room with weird implements that belong to Asin TV. I don't know who's this person.
Is there a larder or something that may store food?
Yeah, so you look about, you don't see anything that stores food. It's kind of interesting. But you do see a small, kind of like a speaker on the wall, like those things you would see at an old playground that has like the phone that you can whisper into and you hear it on the other side of the playground. You see one of those kind of emanating from the wall, and you can see it right next to the picture of the other room, which is the prep area. So let's see, we have, if I have it correct, it's Tiso, Ilthana, and Quilto in the kitchen.
Yes.
So in the prep area, we have Sada, Melvin, and Yogg. So as you enter, you see this kind of, what do you call it? Very clean room. Almost all of it is just polished and ready for any sort of preparations for a meal. There's a rack of swords along the wall for chopping. Raw ingredients are on a table towards the left with this bulbous kind of gummy dough, a small alien farm with upright ants tending to it, a rectangular box about 8 feet tall in the right corner of the room, which has images of fish patties on it. An island with a sink that drips green slime, and the same image of the burger on the wall. And in the left corner of your room is a teleporter and a little picture of the kitchen and a room to talk to the other group. This might be a good chance to take our break. Are we about halfway through?
It's 4:30.
I don't know what that means. Is that right?
We've been on for an hour, so halfway is like an hour and a half, maybe, or is it?
Yeah. This is not a good time for our break. Time zones. 30 minutes from now will be a good time for our break. So let's keep going.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start with the folks in the prep area. What do you all do seeing this room?
Sada's gonna go up to the picture of the burger type thing and where the device where it seems you can speak into it, and just kind of lean in and hello? Can anybody hear me?
You all in the kitchen hear Sada talking.
Yes.
We do.
Is everything all right over there?
Other than all the weird things in here, yes.
Yes, here too.
We're looking for, there's a recipe on the wall in here. I'm wondering if we're supposed to cook it to feed to this very large and angry face in the wall as well.
Oh, well,
There's no food.
we have food here and some other stuff, other things.
I think. Do you have anything that looks like a patty made of fish?
Yog, can you check the boxes? That large box with the patty shape on it.
Yeah. So Yog does what all the morning shift does. He carefully puts his bicycle to one side, very carefully putting his poster down, quickly cleans his hands and does the bit where he's kind of waving. It doesn't kind of work out how TV works, and is waving furiously at people and starts picking things up.
Awesome. Yeah. So you
waving
you
them.
walk over to this. It's the fridge. We're gonna call it the fridge to avoid confusion.
Fridge.
The fridge.
And opens the fridge.
All right. Roll initiative.
Not what I'm
Just
used
that
to.
room?
Just that room or everybody?
Let's go with everybody, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, sweet.
That was not-
I saved all my good rolls ever, apparently, for this stream. The time I'm on DM Beyond was that's what triggered it. It's like, all right, time to roll well, apparently.
I love it. And I did see earlier we had advantage for both Ilthana and
Oh.
Yog. So you all have that.
Do we have to use it? Or can we save
No,
it?
you don't have to.
Oh,
I'm
okay, then I'm
just
safe.
reminding you. What did
Yeah.
you get again, Tiso?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. And whoever's next, you can just
11
15.
for Ilthana. Sorry.
11 for Ilthana and a 15,
15 for
Sada.
Sada.
A 5 for Quilto.
5 for Quilto. What about Yog?
And that's a dirty 20. Thank you. D&D Beyond has come to my rescue.
Awesome. Who has the higher dex?
I only have a +1.
It's yours, Michael.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Well, there we go.
Okay. So as you open this fridge, this monstrous amalgam of filet o flesh golem busts open. It's just like stitched together all of these different pieces of fish patties and other meats from other world. It looks like this thing was created to serve a variety of dishes. Some parts of its face are ground beef. Other parts of its body are fillet of fish. There's even some uncooked shrimp dripping around its lower left knee. It looks incredibly angry and begins to stomp about the room towards you, Yog. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, the 4 holes in the wall, you see these rats begin to scurry out, larger than regular rats. And in place of the upper part of their head are these small protruding brains of these cranium rats with begin to swarm outside in the kitchen. You then notice, oh my gosh, the health score of this kitchen is so incredibly low. It's like a 33 in here. And we will begin with Tiso as you see these rats in the kitchen. What do you do?
Okay, well, the only AoE thing I have, I'm just going to do it because when am I ever going to be able to do this? All right, I guess I'm going to just flavor this. I don't know. You're going to see me bring out my sword and my eyes glow from just a regular looking eyes to like a very faint, ghostly pale, like teal. And I'm just going to turn on radiant consumption. I think that's my Asimar trait.
Cool.
And so room's going to get colder. You're going to see like these spectral ghostly wings on me that are like skeleton-like. And I will do that first. what is this for 1 minute or okay? So once we rest, I could as an action. So I did my action apparently. That's to start.
Okay.
For 1 minute or until I end this bonus action. Once a turn, an attack or spell deals 4 extra radiant damage to one target, and at the end of your turns, creatures within 10 feet take 2 radiant damage. So I'm just gonna turn that on for now. I know it's painful for the group, but I'm just gonna do that because there's a bunch of rats everywhere, and I'm just going on the
Got a healer.
offensive.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. So,
Awesome.
you're just gonna see like ghostly, like little, I don't know, spirits kind of hitting rats in the area, just swarming around.
Sweet. So that happens at the end of your turn. They automatically will take that 2 damage now.
Yeah, including me and whoever's in the room that's 10 feet around me.
We'll say it's a pretty roomy kitchen. So if you don't, if the allies don't want to be that close to you, they don't have to.
Okay.
Nice.
So yes, you bust out these spectral wings. The whole kitchen cools down, and you hear the cranial rats as you see a couple of them just kind of burst with radiant light. Yeah, so that is your turn, I'm guessing.
Yes, that's
We'll
all
go
I believe
to,
I can do.
Awesome. And then we'll go to Yogg. So Yogg, you see this filet of flesh golem bust out of the fridge, and it's coming right towards you.
Yogg quickly flicks an apologetic look to Sada and Melvin at this point in time. Food violations, and leaps up and then stomps down with both feet and casts Earth Tremor on the filet of fish golem.
Awesome.
So if you can make a dexterity saving throw, otherwise you get knocked prone and take damage.
Awesome. What is your spell save DC?
It is a 13 because we're very high level.
All right. So I rolled a 13, but I have a -1 to my dex. So
Nice.
you do succeed.
Nice.
So this filet of flesh golem is knocked prone back into the refrigerator. Do I take any damage?
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, which I imagine is kind of bits of prawns flying everywhere.
All right, 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Yeah, you slam the ground. You see this rack of pots and pans above that kind of shake back and forth from your earth tremor. Anything else on your turn?
Does it fall into the fridge? Can I close the fridge door and pretend this never happened?
Why don't you make an athletics check? I'm going to contest it with the filet of flesh golem, and we will see.
I just have to say, Justice, I'm playing in a Far Realms campaign, and this fillet of fish flesh golem thing is the most terrifying Far Realms entity I've ever encountered.
Yeah, sounds terrible.
Don't tell Dustin and Devin I said that, because they'll take it as a challenge. But this
Oh,
thing is
too late.
horrific.
You just said those words. You're
Oh.
done.
And we do have an image of the filet of flesh golem as a pancake.
Oh,
Beautiful job, Lee. Oh, it's
so awful.
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
amazing.
Oh, the bones coming out of the eye socket. Oh.
Yeah, that's canon now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So D&D Beyond has blessed me with a natural 1. So
Yeah. So you go to slam this shut, and almost as it closed, you hear as its hand grows on the other side, and it just kind of pushes it out of the way, and you see the bone eyes just kind of twisting as we go to Sada, who now has advantage, by the way.
okay. So I'm going. Sada is going to kind of peek over this thing and kind of say to it, "You are shrimply the worst." And I'm going to use unsettling words. So I'm going to spend a bardic inspiration die, and they will have to take that off of their next saving throw. And it's a bonus action. A 1. Great. And then I'm going to kind of again look at it, and I find you guilty, and cast dissonant whispers on
Awesome.
You're the queen of the puns.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So what save do I make for dissonant whispers?
Wisdom saving throw.
All right.
-1.
Okie dokie. So I got a 5. So I'm guessing that's a failure.
That's a failure, and it'll take 10 psychic damage.
10 psychic damage. Yeah. So your puns overwhelm the filet-o-flesh golem. It grumbles and kind of shakes its head. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm good there.
Okie dokie. It is the filet-o-flesh golem's turn. So it begins to stomp forwards towards Yogg, and it attempts to slam into him. Yogg, what is your AC?
It
Is it less than a 22? I'm guessing it is.
Yeah, 19.
Okay, that's still really good though.
Yes.
So you are going to take 16 bludgeoning damage as it slaps you with what kind of meat would you like to be hit with?
I'm gonna say I'm looking for an escargot slap.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. So it's just a
Trail.
bunch of snails. It leaves a little film on you as you kind of stumble backwards into the prep area. And then it begins to march towards Sada. So you're going to have an attack of opportunity against the filet-o-flesh golem if you'd like it.
Who doesn't like to get a free snack? So Yogg just snaps out at it, being a snapping turtle. And that is let's just see. Come to my... That is so many buttons. So many buttons.
Oh my goodness.
That's a 14 to snap.
Your 14 does hit. You snap into the flesh golem and chomp. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, and that's a nice 3 points of nipping damage.
3 points of nipping damage. And as you see 2 objects appear on the griddle, one of which is a tall bottle filled with a viscous, delicious smelling, if you like tartar sauce, sauce, which will pair very well with the filet-o-fish golem if you'd like to use that on him. And another one is this kind of scroll that has these embers as it manifests. And as it materializes, it begins to float and zips towards the teleporter. And you see Melvin press the button and it appears in the prep area. And so, Tiso, you feel the pancake simmer and become one with you. Oh, wait, actually, you have to eat it. Rescind that. You see the pancake floating there, and you can see a fireball on the front of it.
I'm gonna take a bite of it.
As you're kind of staring at it, Ilthana goes, "You eat that pancake right now."
Oh, I'm eating it right now, and it's delicious. It tastes like scotch, which is amazing.
Awesome.
Wait,
yes.
it tastes like scotch.
Yes, it's gone. I can't give you any more.
Oh,
Aw.
I'll forgive you this time.
Yeah, so you eat that pancake, and on your next turn or any turn throughout the rest of this session, you can cast Fireball once.
Woo!
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever casted a fireball in my life, so this is interesting.
This
level
is a
does
very
that have
interesting time.
What level is it at?
It will be 3rd level.
Okay.
So it is actually Ilthana's turn. So we go back into the kitchen area. You see the pot bubbling, the magma oven golem thing resting in the back, and these cranium rats just swarming and piling on top of each other across the floor as they are kind of moving towards you. What do you do, Ilthana?
Ilthana draws her sword and just kind of grins and says, "The Lord of Lies will seal your fate." as she stares at one of the rats in particular. And no one else can see it, but this rune burns into its forehead. It's almost like fire chasing across as she rushes forward and attacks.
I love it.
So let's see. That's going to be a 18 to hit.
An 18 to hit does indeed hit my swarm of cranium rats. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is +5, 12 points of damage. And then I'm going to activate the seal.
Mm.
Can I do that on the same round? I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
Let me see.
Let's learn.
Let's see. When you or an ally hits a target you can see with any seals on it, you can consume the seal to make the attack deal. So yeah, it
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
awesome. So that's an extra 2d6, which is going to be another 8 points of necrotic.
Wow. Yeah. So that attack, you see that rune burn, and as it seals, and is this fire damage? Is it
Necrotic.
necrotic? Yeah. So you just see these rats kind of and bubble into this kind of puddle on the kitchen floor, as half of the swarm is just instantly annihilated. It is now the swarm's turn, though, and having attacked them with this, they are going to go towards you. And what's your AC, Ilfana?
17.
Right. So the swarm does unfortunately bite you successfully. You feel the nips of all the tiny incisors as they hit you for 16. Actually not 16. There are half or fewer. So just 10 piercing damage.
That's better.
That is better. As they kind of bite into your armor, and you can see their strange cranial brains glowing with some type of otherworldly magic. And Quilto, it is now your turn. You've seen a fireball pancake be eaten, the bursting of this radiant Asimar, and this runic seal against these rats, which are attacking Ilfana. What do you do?
So is there only one swarm attacking Lafana, or is there some more within the area?
Right now, there's just the one swarm. All of these rats have kind of formed this just rolling ball of rats.
Okay. Quilto's looking at it, going, and then sees the pot of boiling water. Oh, and goes over to the pot of the boiling water and throws it upon the rats. And just like, we have to make some more water. As he tries to burn the rats off, not trying to hit Ilana, but just right next to her and trying to scatter them.
Yeah, so you grab this pot of boiling water. Since this is an improvised attack, would you prefer I make a save, or would you like to make an attack roll?
Make a save, because, okay. Let's have some fun.
Okay. So I'm going to make it Dex to avoid the boiling water. You see the I almost exited Zoom. That would have been so bad.
No.
That'd have been real awkward.
That just means whoever ends up in the DM spot on the layout on Twitch has to run the game till you get back.
Yeah, I do like that. If that happens, it's definitely what we'll do.
Yeah.
So yeah, you pour this boiling water onto the rats. So they got a 10 on their saving throw. +2 makes it a 12. I think that's not very high. So we're going to say that it hits. So I want you to roll 2d6 fire damage for me.
Who's doing this?
This would be Quilto.
Only
dumping
3 points of damage.
Only 3 points of damage. Are you a caster?
I am a caster. I'm a
Why don't you go ahead and add your spell casting ability modifier to that as well?
Oh, so that will be 7 points of damage.
Okay, yeah. So you pour this magical boiling water on the rats. You see them kind of as steam kind of goes off, and they a couple of them get cooked. So if you do want to top the fish off with a little bit of fresh cranium rat, you are game to do that. and that is our first round of combat. So we will go back up to Tiso.
All right. I'm going to try and fireball a bit too close for comfort, as I know these things. I've never cast it, but I know what it does. So I'm going to take out my great sword, and I'm going to slash at this pack of rats.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna attack the swarm with your good old sword. I like that. There's not a whole lot of rats left, so you feel like if you get one good swing in, you can take them out.
Dope. Yes, I'm rolling well today. 23.
Yeah, 23 does indeed hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 12 total damage.
12 total damage. How would you like to kill the cranial rats?
I am going to, I guess this is a weird move, but I am going to do like a breakdancer or ballet-esque move where like I drop to the ground prone off my side and basically kind of just swing my sword because they're low. So I'd have to like swing my sword like parallel to the floor, like really close to it, and then use the momentum to kind of kick myself back up.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you do that awesome move and you just slice through all of them at once, just very clean, and their screeching just immediately ends, and you stand in this empty kitchen. What do you do?
All those souls from the little rats will transfer over to me, as I'm the undying one, profane soul blood hunter, so I can get some healing from that. So I'm gonna roll
I like it.
a 1d4 to heal up. And that is 1 is good. You know, 1 is really great.
Yeah, they're tiny. Rats have very small souls in comparison to larger animals. So,
yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
So you're like, eh.
Yeah. No, Tiso, if you're ever looking for employment, I can speak for my guy.
I would appreciate that. This adventure has it's an interesting one, but I'd like some employment.
So everything begins to kind of calm down in the kitchen. Meanwhile, over the horn, you hear and various puns. Melvin says, "Oh my goodness, what is happening right now?" And we go back to Yogg, who has just tried to push this filet of flesh golem into the fridge, but has failed in that. It's now standing in front of Sada.
So Yogg does what all true heroes do. He reaches towards the griddle, grabs the tartar sauce, and then sprays the fiendish fillet of golem in its eyes.
All right. Why don't you make an attack roll to aim the stream of tartar sauce?
Okay.
I promise my games are not normally this strange.
Well,
Shout out to
promise, Justice.
yeah,
I'm
my
just saying
sample
sweet milk.
size.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. The last year there were worms jumping.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So that's 17 to tartar.
17 to tartar. Yeah, you do successfully tartar the golem. So as you spray it with this, you can see it getting enraged in a very delicious way. And we're going to say that the next attack that you or anyone hits it with, it's going to have vulnerability against that damage type, as the tartar sauce has tenderized the meat.
D&D Beyond, we're going to need you to add tartar sauce as a damage type in the app, please.
Sauce
That'd
type,
be
yeah.
that'd be
If
great.
Lauren is on, I know that she's really quick with getting stuff added.
The forgotten
There we go.
damage type, tartar. Yeah, so you do successfully spray it, Yogg. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm guessing that's my action. As a bonus action, give it a quick lick. I mean, you know, it's super tasty now.
It is. I mean,
tasty.
yeah. You sense that this griddle makes a mean tartar, and you're gonna probably, well, I don't know if you are, but Melvin definitely is going to look for a copycat recipe later on for that tartar mix.
And give and then give Sada the thumbs up, like I've done something useful.
Right. Well done, Yogg. That's all.
And Sada, it is your turn. So
Okay.
whatever you would like to do now.
So in our prep area, there's no like actual like cooking. Like there's no, is there like a stove or an oven or a stovetop or a fireplace or anything? Is it just prep?
Say that one more time. You're asking
Like, is there
about the
any?
Tartars?
No, like I'm looking around, like in the room, like is it just prep materials or is there like a stove top or a
It doesn't
fire?
seem like there's any way to cook it here. Melvin has a very strict policy about pushing unknown meat golems onto the griddle. It could leave us
Make it happen. Make it
yeah.
happen. You should.
We
You should.
don't want to
definitely-
leave a scant fond on the top that could mix into a future pancake.
There is a teleporter, isn't there, that takes it to the kitchen?
There is a teleport. If you like to send this golem into the kitchen, and
Yeah.
you can push it into there, you can definitely do that.
Yeah. Okay. So Sada kind of closes her eyes and she says, "Don't trout yourself now," and then goes and attempts to grab the whatever fleshy fish bits she can grab and chuck it towards the teleporter and says, "Yog, push the button," or Melvin, because he was last one there, yells at Melvin to push the button.
Yeah, he says, "I'm ready. Send it up." And he kind of steps away from the teleporter. Why don't you, since it's going to have vulnerability to the next attack, you can either try to shove it normally or you can try to attack it. It's up to you. It will still be vulnerable from the tartar sauce if it's not hit on your turn.
Let's use an attack.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of. Sada will pull out her rapier and kind of like try to smack it towards the teleporter. Oh boy, I'm rolling with advantage, right? I can do that, I think.
Yeah, you do have one advantage, so that's a good time.
I'm gonna use it now.
And it looks like we have some sort of cure wounds popping up.
Ooh.
And is it for you?
Yeah.
You're cheering, so I'm guessing so. Awesome. So yeah, so that pancake appears on the teleporter.
Oh, it was for anyone. I'm sorry. It's for anyone, not just me.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So it appears on the griddle, and Melvin says, "It's a freebie. Whoever wants it, take it," and just leans away from the griddle.
Okay. It was a 14 to hit.
A 14 hit does hit. Its flesh is tenderized and non-armored.
Awesome. Okay, that would be 8 damage.
8 damage. So since it's vulnerable, you'll do 16 damage from that strike. Let me do my maths here. Okay, yeah. So you smack it, and I want you to go ahead and give me a bonus athletics check to try to force it into the teleporter.
All right, that would be a 10.
A 10. Well, you're in luck because it got a 5.
Oh.
So you kind of shoulder check it. It bounces into the teleporter. Melvin hits the button. You hear a zzz. And then on the other side of the phone, you can hear as it appears in the kitchen.
I saw. Yeah.
And it is now the flesh golem's turn. So you see this.
That's how it is. Okay.
So you see this angry fillet of flesh golem. You've only heard it on the sonograph or whatever it is before. It's growling. It smells vaguely like tartar sauce, and it begins to stomp towards y'all. Who is closest to the teleporter?
Be Tiso or me, because we've been doing the talking.
Probably me. And now that I'm confronting this, D&D Beyond, please don't make damage types tartar sauce. You don't need that. You don't need it. I redact my statement. I'll speak to your legal team. I don't know.
So I'm going to say it's going to do 1 attack for each of you. So we're going to start with Tiso. That is a nat 20. So I will now roll damage with my tartar sauce here. So it slams its fist into you. Its fist kind of has bits of different creatures in it. It's kind of, oh, there's my D8. I was sitting here looking around for it. And you will take 16 bludgeoning damage from that slap as you sense this tartary sauce meet with probably some sort of lamb shank in there that makes it heavy. As it then turns its attention towards Ilana, and gets a respectable 2 to hit you. And just kind of, you see the meat kind of slough off and bits of it fall onto the ground in front of you. But it doesn't hit. And that is the Filet-O-Flash Golem's turn. So it is now your turn, Elfana.
Right. I am going to move forward and attack this nasty, nasty thing.
Deal.
It's going to be a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay.
And what are you attacking with, by the way?
It is a longsword.
Okay, good to know.
That's going to be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Yeah, so you slice into it. You hit it for that 11 points. And as it groans, you see that when you did that, you have sliced off kind of one of its appendages. Another one grows in its place, but it falls kind of like one of those packages of grocery store ground beef. It's neatly kind of sitting in front of you.
Okay. Does it resemble the picture of the patty by chance?
It looks like a couple slices or a little bit of mixing, and it's definitely something that you could cook into a patty.
Perfection.
Anything else on your turn?
Yes, for my free action, I'd like to pick up the communicator.
Okay.
And next time, give us warning if you're going to send something like this over.
What do y'all say in response?
I thought that was what the order up was for.
Was it? Well, that's good to know. We'll remember that next time.
Awesome. And since the cranium rats have been defeated, it is Quilto, your turn. So you've just seen Ilthana slice into the flesh golem and harvest a new piece of meat.
Okay, and we haven't had it, so we've been in rounds the entire time, so we haven't had time to that. So his intent was he's going to heal Ilfana with a cure light wound. He goes and touches her as the energy of and the sound of tranquil bells and leaves and the kind of sound around and whisper on his hand as it magically heals her for 8 points of damage.
Awesome.
And then kind of looks over and is like, oops, meaty.
Great. So you heal her for 8 points. Anything else on your turn?
What I have, I'm wondering. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of getting in that standing right up there and just kind of looking at it, kind of proposing as a target. So.
Okay. Awesome. So you, as you finish your turn, you all hear this kind of hollow, cold ringing out in the prep room. The temperature here gets cold, but this time it's not from Tiso. A blue frost-coated sword has shimmered its way across the surface of the griddle, and it has a similar bow that says Yogg on it, as a frost brand is waiting there for you. We go rule of cool here, so it's instant attunement with your brand new sword. So you can look up the sword on D&D Beyond, add it to your sheet if you have one there, ready to go, and it will be yours. This is the end of this round. Now, if I'm correct, are we halfway?
Yes, we are.
Awesome. Okay. So with this being the end of the round, why don't we take our, is it 5? You want to do 5?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Why don't we take a 5-minute break, and then when we come back, wait, maybe we can get this flip first.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Hey, there we are.
A bunch of D4 shaped caltrops for Sada appear next to the frost brand. I love it.
Vicious.
So we will resume back at 5:05 Eastern time, I think.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I don't know what to do now. I just wait for the Welcome back to the pancake game for Jasper's game day, Jasper's game week. If you are just joining us, you are in the midst of an otherworldly lair of some sort of evil griddle master. Our heroes are in a divided kitchen. Half of the party is in a prep area where they have just encountered a filet-o-flesh golem, a dastardly concoction of different meats and meat substitutes and fish. They have joyfully just sent it through to the half of the party that's in the kitchen via a teleporter and shouted, "Order up," as the filet-o-flesh golem is preparing to wreak havoc. Am I missing anything? We went through a room where there's a very 90s themed room. There's lots of buckets of fish. And yeah. Cool. Did I get everything? I feel like I got everything.
Yeah. I got to be familiar.
Oh, you got to be familiar? Yeah. And there's the talking doll that says Jinx.
Yeah. Which is adorable.
And our pal Yogg has just pulled a frostbrand off of the griddle. Sada has just gotten a bag of D4 shaped caltrops from this magic griddle. And Yogg, you have another pancake waiting for you that when you feel like when you eat this, you will double in size, becoming Big Yogg, or I was going to do a pun, but Yogg is a hard word to pun.
Huge. He's huge.
Huge.
He's huge.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you, Sada, for our pun. So we are back at the top of the initiative, resuming with Tiso in the kitchen. The filet-o-flesh golem has just given you a good wallop and missed Ilfana. What do you do?
I am going to, first as a bonus action, I am going to activate my Crimson Right. So I'm going to, on my sword, there's probably like, or my great sword, there's probably like spikes. If I dig in, it'll kind of, activate the Crimson Right and do some damage to me so I can do some more damage to other people.
Cool.
So you'll see my sword have a frosted layer onto it. And I am doing that for my bonus. And then as my action, I am going to take a swing at this fillet of flesh.
All right.
I'll roll real quick. There's the Michael rolls. So I rolled a 9. That's great.
Okay.
Now we're back.
You're in luck. Filet-o-flesh are not known for their tough hides.
Wow.
That exactly hits.
Wow. Okay, sweet. And then I will roll my damage dice. So that's 8, and then plus another D4. Man, D&D Beyond, you could just roll these super quickly. And then plus 2 of that. So that looks like it's 10 total. So 10 total damage, 2 of that being ice damage.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you effectively have just preserved some of it for later. So if this was a fast food restaurant, you could easily save that and have some instant fillet of flesh later.
I don't know about that. That's my dietary restrictions don't allow me to eat this, so I'm good.
Totally
I'll pass
understand.
on that.
Awesome. Yeah. So as you hit the filet-o-flesh golem with that, you have taken it to the edge, and you notice that it starts getting angrier than all get up, just kind of making all sorts of noises, and you see different mouths appearing on it as it just begins to stomp and steam, almost cooking itself in anger. Anything else with your turn before we move back into the prep room?
He does take 2 points of I believe necrotic damage from my aura. Is it necrotic? Let me check real quick. It'll be fast.
Yeah, I think radiant,
yeah.
right?
It's I think so. Let's just call it radiant.
It's the same either way. Yeah. So you give him a little holy searing, a nice aromatic breath of tartar, and I'm going to say that radiant damage it gives a little herbiness to it. Smells seasoned. And with that, we go to Yogg. Yogg, you have just picked up this Frostbrand sword. It says it was a cleaver. So I will say it's whatever kind of sword you can wield and you would like it to be.
Sure. So I kind of envisage it as like one of these big sushi knives.
Beautiful.
It literally just appeared. Seeing the little screen in front of us and seeing the rest of the party fighting the giant thing, and Tiso seemed to be getting rapidly worse physically. Yogg grabs the knife, taps it on the thing, hits the button with his free action, and say "Service table 1," and then flicks the cure wounds to Tiso to heal him.
Sweet.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah. So that's a cure wound. So why don't you roll a 1d8?
Okay. I was ready for the order up to be another monster.
Right.
It's just a pancake speeding towards you at lightning fast speed.
Followed by fireball.
Oh, God. 3 points of healing. Is
Okay. So why don't you add another 3 to that, so you'll get 6.
Okay. Cool.
And just as if it's okay, it's a bonus action. As he's flicking the pancake on it, Yogg takes the knife quickly and then scrapes it across his shell, and you see these kind of little, almost dandelion and other flowers just fall onto the pancake. And as it hits Tiso, he gets an extra 12 points of healing.
Wow, I'm up to full.
I love it. You went full Salt Bay on it.
Love this.
Awesome. So you flick that through. And Sada, it is your turn. So if you'd like, you can either go through the teleporter, try to aim them in combat, or if you want, you can get started on the dish. I can re-describe the array of, since it's been a while.
Yeah, tell me the room again, what's going on there.
So the prep area has this long kind of stainless steel table, for lack of a better words, except it has no legs. It just kind of floats in midair. Atop it are 3 things. There is a glass container with this bulbous gummy dough that has been bubbling. Think of like every sourdough starter you've ever seen, except it's alive and someone is not talking to you about their sourdough starter. There is a miniature farm where there are upright ants farming different little herbs. Think of like a micro garden. And then there is this block of cheese, which is alternating from melted to like a thick, sturdy block of Parmesan. Did I miss a pancake? Which pancake did we just get? Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. And on the griddle appears a pancake of Create Food and Water. It's the hand with the chicken drumstick and the glass of water. I love that. It looks so good.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean back down into the communicator one more time, and apologies again, Ilthana. I think you've got a good handle on this. I'm gonna check on the food, and you'll give a bardic inspiration, Ilthana. You've got this. You can handle this.
Awesome.
And then I'm gonna go over to the cheese and take out my dagger and see if I can slice it.
Yeah, so when you get close to the cheese with the dagger, it hisses at you, and you can see it, a little mouth of the stringy cheese opening up to fight you a little bit. Why don't you make an attack roll against the cheese?
Sure. All right. That'll be that's a nat 20.
Yeah, so fearlessly, I'm guessing, you chop the 2 beautiful, amazing slices of cheese. It looks like like something you would see on a production line. It's so exacting and precise, and they're exactly the same size as one another.
Not my
and
first sandwich.
Perfect. Yeah, exceptional for a sandwich. And you see the cheese kind of cower in fear of you and just kind of bows and resumes a normal block of cheese as you take these 2 slices.
Yeah, I'll give the cheese a little pat and good job.
It
You've served your
purrs a little bit.
purpose. You've served your purpose, and I'll go rush the cheese to the teleporter.
All right.
Amazing.
Something tells me that's from Michaela.
It is.
What is it? A pancake of toothache? Thank
It's from
you.
your
Michaela.
nemesis.
Does it do anything? I guess so. A sad tooth appears on the griddle. If you'd like, you notice that it. Gosh, I don't even know what to do with this.
Whoever touches it, all their gold disappears.
Whoever yeah,
Not
that's
it.
accurate. That is accurate. We'll say that this tooth is a perfect garnish for an otherworldly dish. Gosh, good job, Lee.
So good.
Okay.
So many
who
things.
is next? We have Sada. It is my filet-o-flesh golem's turn. I get very excited when my monsters get to attack. So who is in front of my filet-o-flesh golem right now? I think it's
Still I.
Quilto
Tisa.
still
moved in.
Tisa. And what was that, Quilto?
Quilto moved up.
All right, Quilto and Tisa. So I'm going to attack each of you once. It is now my filet-o-flesh golem is berserk. So it is attacking quite erratically, but there is someone within range. Okay, Tisa, that is another nat 20.
No.
I feel bad.
No, this is my life. This is normal. This is normal D&D experience for me. You're
This
good.
is what you get for rolling well.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the back end, the
Trade-off.
back wave on that. Yeah, we're good.
It is a 6, a 7, 17 bludgeoning damage
All
from the
right.
filet-o-flesh golem. It kind of makes that sound that you hear in like Mario Party when one of those big blocks is kind of like when it slams down. And then the other one goes for Quilto. Quilto, what is your AC?
19.
Okay. I don't think I have any advantage. So I got a 17. So it comes down towards your turtle shell, and you can feel it kind of hit, but your turtle resistance prohibits meat attacks.
Mhm.
Wow.
And with that, it is now Elthana's turn again.
How beat up is this big pile of flesh looking?
It is worse than halfway. I would say it's bloodied, but it is a walking thing of meat, so it's really hard to tell.
Kind of hard to tell. She will. She's sitting up on the counter with the communicator at the moment, and she'll set it down and hop off the counter and just slowly stalk forward and say, "My master is waiting to meet you." And she will attack. She's going to put a seal on it first. Bonus action.
Ooh.
She will throw a seal on it, and she stalks forward to attack. That's 20, natural 20.
I love
What
it.
is
Yeah.
your crit rule?
My crit rule is the same one, just double the dice, add your modifier.
Okay.
Unless you have something else that's cool that you would like to do.
I'm used to the house rule for D4 is you do max damage and then roll a dice, and you add just your bonus damage once.
Let's do it.
All right.
I like experimenting with new rules.
17. So that's 23 points of damage, and I'll
Okay.
invoke the seal. That's an extra 2d6, which is another 9 necrotic.
Another 9 necrotic. Oh yeah, so it is on the brink of death. It is crumbling meats. You're starting to see like the inner part that you need to pick out when you're prepping it for cleaning. You've reached the parts of the meat that nobody knows how to use, like gizzards. What even are gizzards? But there's a bunch of them. And it is now Quilto's turn.
Quilto's seeing this going, oh, kind of steps back a little bit and calls upon harmony and balance is necessary. Meat should not stay, it should be cooked. And at that point, this tone of guiding light comes from his hand and sears the meat as a guiding bolt shoots out towards it.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and make your attack roll.
And that is going to be, thank you, D&D Beyond, for nat 1 for a 7.
Oh no. Do we have any advantage?
Not yet.
Yeah, he's about to have advantage. Give him advantage.
Yes, I will hand my one over.
Yeah.
All right, Yog gifts you an advantage. Would you like to roll again?
I will. Thank you.
So generous, Yog.
That you are so generous there.
Yog, the soon-to-be giant turtle holding a frost brand with like 10 buckets of fish and a bicycle.
So 17. A 17.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 17 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So kind of slipping from that meaty, meat chunk that was on him, he just kind of like, oh, no, wait a minute. And just forwards it more towards him for, 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. How would you like to kill the fillet of flesh golem?
So suddenly he's like, no balance. You need cut. And just suddenly just kind of searing the meat as the one piece that was already sliced kind of slices off and falls down into a nice patty. But then the rest of it is starting to singe and it gets that nice little, medium rare color on the center of that part. And it just kind of falls apart. Oh, muted?
I think you're muted.
This explains why I wasn't making any sound. It's a beautiful sear. If Gordon Ramsay was here, he would probably weep a single tear of joy and then berate you for half an hour. So the flesh golem falls to the ground. You have bits of meat scattered about, and it seems calm in both rooms. What do y'all do?
Let's finish.
If it's okay, York will very carefully with both hands lift off the tooth off the griddle and present it to Sada. And he looks in the eye and says, in our language, we call this a Michaela, and hands the tooth to Sada.
A Michaela. It almost has an evil presence about it, but I think that we could put it to good use and put it into my pocket and continue on to take the cheese over to the teleporter.
Okay, yeah. So you take the cheese over the teleporter and you drop it in there. Melvin presses the button and this beautiful double slices of cheese appears on the teleporter on the kitchen side.
Take it over and scoop up some meat.
Okay.
And set them on the table and start forming a meat patty.
Okay. How to form a meat patty? Why don't you give me a sleight of hand check to make the most beautiful meat patty?
I can do that. Let's see. That's going to be okay. That's a 19.
19. Yeah. So you've done this before, sort of, maybe. I don't know. By tooth.
I used to make meat patties for my love.
You get that beautiful well in there as you're mixing it. It's a nice standard filet-o fish patty. Oh, excuse me, filet-o flesh. Copyright. Filet-o flesh. And suddenly, on the griddle, a finished sandwich appears on the other side where Yog, Melvin, and Sada are. It is y'all's choice. what you would like to do with this patty. You do see on these screens, these membranous screens that have the instructions there, basically. You see them flicker for a moment, and what can only be described as an alien talking onion appears on them and says, "It is almost time for judging. Prepare your concoctions." And it kind of flickers out and resumes the ingredient side. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna go check out the ants and the little planty herb garden and see if I'm able to pluck some.
You walk up to the micro farm, and the ants say, "Well, howdy there. What can I do for you?"
Hello.
Hi, my name's Antsy McLean.
Antsy McLean, a delight. Shadakesh.
Nice to meet you.
You have
my lifespan is roughly 24 hours.
Well, and how many hours into that are you today, or right now?
I don't know. I've been farming this whole time. I think another ant comes up, walks up, says, "Sorry, we're used to this in our slow, kind of small lifespan. My name is Pansy McLean. I'm Antsy's brother-in-law."
Pansy,
Nice
I know time is valuable to you, so I'll try and be quick. May I have some of these delightful greens that you've been farming here?
You're muted.
You're muted again.
You want some of these microgreens we've been growing?
I would love some.
Well, yeah, sure. No, yeah, we'll get some of these for you. Why don't you take your pick for any of these that you'd like?
Which ones are the best for a filet o flesh sandwich?
Filet o flesh sandwich. That's the first time I'm hearing of that. They're all pretty good, but I recommend the chives.
The chives. Okay,
Yeah,
and
they're roughly the size of my house.
I think I see them over there. Yes. And do you think have you seen in your few hours alive a talking onion before?
Oh yeah, we done seen the talking onion before.
Do you think
a ruthless leader?
Do you think the onion would like chives? Does the onion have a favorite?
Well, the onion doesn't eat the food. It's for the critic, from what I hear. And the critic, well, his tastes are very particular. Spent my whole life growing these greens.
Your whole life, yes. Yes,
My whole life.
an important
I
life
inherited
it's
them
been.
from my brother-in-law, I think, whatever I said a second ago.
Antsy, yes, good, right. Okay, Pansy, thank you so much. I think I'm gonna collect some chives then over the ones by the size of your house.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, they'll make a delicious addition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pansy, and I'll take my dagger out again and chop some chives.
Yeah, your thunderous blade. You see the ants scatter, screaming and pull it off, and then they're like, "We're just kidding."
Oh, you're funny ants. I see. Anyways, cut, and gotta just get out of there.
Yeah, you get the chives ready, and yeah, you have them. They seem like a beautiful addition to this filet o flesh.
All right, and teleport them too.
Yeah, so they appear. You've got your patties. You have the cheese, and you notice that the buns on the already cooked one look pretty good. If you'd like to salvage those.
Absolutely, Yogg. I think that was your sandwich. If you don't mind parting with it.
Yogg's currently looking at the former Antsy and thinking he looks really tasty, but it's probably inappropriate to eat someone in front of your relatives. So he stops looking at Antsy's corpse and then slowly takes the bread off and hands it sadly to the teleporter.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, you still have the remains of the sandwich. So if you're on like a keto diet, you could totally eat that. But you take the two buns, you take them over the teleporter. Melvin presses the button. He says, "This is basically all I'm good for right now." Beep. And it appears in the kitchen with the rest of you all. So you have buns, you have chives, you have cheese, and an uncooked filet.
I'll
Yeah.
be Ilthana's sous chef, and I'm gonna grab all those ingredients and bring it over to Ilthana because apparently they have made a burger or some sort of meal so well that they were able to find a happy partner at some point in their life. So I'm gonna present this stuff over to them.
Is there something, I don't remember the description of the room. Is there something to cook on in here? I know there was a boiling pot of water, but I can't remember what else.
There's two things. There is a molten giant rock face that when it opens its mouth, you can see hot kind of oven racks in it. And then there's also a regular copper panini press. Looks like it's relatively modern.
I'm going to use the panini press.
Okay.
And she will place the meat in it. Actually, she'll do the bun, and then the meat, and then another bun. She's going to hold off on the cheese first. She's going to press those, and then after about, we'll say 3 minutes, she'll open it up, add the cheese under one of the bun layers, and press it again.
I love it. I love it. I'm trying to think of an applicable check for using a panini press. And I can't think of one. So I think I'm just going to give it to you in this case.
Wisdom. Clearly wisdom check to see if you have
No, not wisdom.
Wisdom would be great. Yeah, let's see if you cooked the
Performance?
patty. Let's see if you cooked the patty all the way through. Let's
You have you have bardic inspiration. Don't forget.
Oh, I do. That's right.
why don't we do a insight check?
because sometimes you take it off too early, sadness. Too late,
Yeah.
also sadness. But one cook time is supposed to how it's done perfectly. So there you go.
I have a -1. Oh, but that's okay because I rolled an 18. So,
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'm going to go ahead and use my bardic inspiration assembling
Okay.
this because otherwise I'm going to lose it. So is that a D6?
Yep. D6.
there's a lot of magnum opuses happening. The ants, this panini, like it's all coming together.
That's going to be another 5. So that was
22.
an 18 I rolled, or was it 17?
18.
It was an 18. So plus 5, 23. Yeah, 23. 22 because I have a -1.
22. All right. Yeah. So you pull the panini press off. It steams. You've added a nice sear to the buns. I'm gonna get really hungry after this.
I'm eating after this game.
Yep. Same.
And it's beautiful. The sear from Quilto's guiding bolt, the microgreens, the beautifully sliced cheese, and the buns harvested from magically good buns, basically. As you begin to put the final touches on this burger, is it a burger? Is fish sandwich a burger?
Yeah.
We could have this conversation the whole
flesh
stream.
sandwich.
You
Yeah.
probably don't
Flesh
want to get into
sandwich.
it.
Right. Okay, yeah. The meal, you've assembled the entree and you put it on the plate, and it looks quite beautiful. And something is appearing on the griddle. A bobblehead of me. Lee, you are killing it with these. These are not simple objects to
These
make.
are
but you're
really
doing a great
good.
job.
That is amazing.
Oh yeah. So this bobblehead of an unknown man appears on the griddle in the other room as this.
He's handsome.
Oh, thank you. As this is being assembled. So you have a large plate. You have it very artsily on there. If you want to add some sort of sauce or flourish on there to help plate it, you may. But if you are ready.
Wasn't there something that we got that was an amazing plate?
I am going to put the tooth in the teleporter and say this is called a Michaela from Yogg's people, and it is apparently a wonderful garnish. So,
and at the same time, Yogg carefully hands the bobble-headed figure and says, "Wouldn't it be good if you could put the tooth in the bobble-headed figure's hands as a token, as a gesture, perhaps, and then see the bobblehead's head moves backwards and forwards. Does it look pained, Justice, when it moves backwards and forwards when we press its face?
Yes, it does look pained, especially if you press around this general area. You could make a
Yes,
medicine check if you wanted to, but it's very apparent.
I'm going to, when they come through, I'm going to take the bobblehead and set it on the plate.
Okay.
Take the tooth and set it on the other side of the plate. And I want to go to the bun and take from the inside on the underside of the bun, scoop a little bit of the bread out, and I'm going to roll it and mold it into a pair of swords.
Oh
and
my goodness.
Give the bobblehead and the tooth a sword each.
Amazing. Bread swords.
Swords.
And as you finish this up, you see a harp appear. It has, I don't even know what a technical name for a cow is. It has cow-like features with
Bovine.
boxing gloves.
Bovine.
It is named, what is it?
Bovine.
Bovine. Oh, thank you so much. Beautiful word. Yes, it's bovine features. See, doesn't that sound DM-y? And it is named Cow Puncher for you, Sada. So if you would like to serenade the critic, you may.
I start prepping a song for whoever this critic will be.
Awesome. So you two see the this wall in between kind of opening up, and you can see the other room with the dead golem there, and likewise Quilto, Ilthana, and Tiso, you can see the prep room where the golem came out. So there's all kinds of things scattered. There's something about a dead ant. There's a bobblehead and Cow Puncher, the harp, and you see in between the two membranous screens in each room, a second door kind of opens up as well. And it's kind of a long hallway that looks like a Regal restaurant with big portraits of what looks like different elithids through the ages that may have owned this restaurant. So they're dressed in kind of like Victorian garb, almost kind of like a Cthulhu-esque thing, because from the neck up, they're all mind flayers. What do y'all do?
I tell everyone my good, probably recently departed friend Pansy did warn that the critic is a vicious creature. We must be prepared.
I'm going to grab the dish that Ilthana has made, and I'm gonna find like some sort of I don't know what you call it. There's probably a proper term for it when, you know, like a server drapes their arm with like a towel or a rag or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on. If there's someone in the kitchen that has like you know, like a waiter's like whatever that tie-on thing that they put on, I'm gonna put that on.
Towel and an apron.
There we go. Both those things. I'm sophisticated, and then I will wear those to get ready to present to whoever this critic is.
Yeah, I'll cast prestidigitation and clean up any soiled anything you have on your face. Make sure you look really presentable and clean.
Sweet.
Awesome.
York clocks out, picks up his bicycle, and then goes up to Tiso and says, "You look lovely." And as he's patting him, gives him guidance on whatever the heck he's going to do next. No idea. Guidance.
Okay. What are the rest of y'all doing? Ilthana, Sada, and Quilto.
I'll follow behind Tiso and start playing a song on the harp, like a. I'm gonna actually try and play the tune of one of the songs from the 90s bedroom.
Okay, I like that, on a harp.
On a
harp.
Yeah,
it's a very modern cover. Maybe it kind of sounds like that Bittersweet Symphony song.
Yeah,
that feels like a very appropriate one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
I'm double checking something, so go ahead,
Quilto.
Quill.
Quilto looking at y'all going, oh, he's going, ooh. Since you've picked Tiso, I will pick Ilthana Ilifana and do guidance on her for whatever presentation that's about to happen. And you just stand in the background going, okay.
Yeah. We'll
Hopefully
do
we're
the
not going
total
to-
high five, low five.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, hopefully we don't get chopped.
The lights in the room dim a bit, but does there appear to be one illithid that everybody seems to be seated around? Like, can I pick out who the critic is in the room?
Yes. First off, I forgot to mention you all have advantage, and I have a disadvantage on my next roll. So take note of that. So you enter this Regal restaurant. It's very low lit. Feels like evening to you. It's pleasant in temperature. You can see separated from all these other tables, which at these tables are sitting not people, but brains with arms and legs that are leaning in their chairs in front of lavish desserts and entrees. Sitting in one of the chairs, or sitting at one of these tables, kind of in the center of the room, is a mind flare. But it's smaller than you'd expect a mind flare to be. Looks about as tall as Melvin, and has a kind of bulbous face and kind of shortened features. It's wearing a turtleneck and a pair of black rimmed glasses that are just below the nose. Well, I guess there's no nose, just above the tentacles. And it's seated with different kind of instruments. Instead of things to eat with, it's kind of things you'd expect in like an illithid experimentation room, something that looks like it pries things out of something, a small hand drill, and a placemat in front of them, which is stained with blood. Sitting on the table in front is a very kind of retrofuturism ray gun. And inside you can see it's steaming with a hot maple syrup. This is the device that Ilfana read about in the diary. The table itself is kind of crooked and has 8 legs to it. This ceramorph, as it is seated upon a large hairy chair, which is crooked and has a single leg with a high back. As you approach with the meal, it stares at you, waiting. What do y'all do?
Is there a candle on his table?
Yes, yeah. There'd be, you think nicer than Cracker Barrel, but just one candle.
Okay. His candle flares up, and the flame actually takes the shape of a figure that begins to dance. Thaumaturgy.
You see, if there was an eyebrow, he would be raising.
I'll step.
Reputation is everything.
I'll step forward and kind of bow a little bit, and we present to you the critic, our masterpiece. And I gesture to Tiso.
Yep, that is when I will come up with the dish. I'll present it in front of him, or them rather, and I will get the whatever I'm holding. I don't know what it's called again, but I'm
Serving towel.
Serving cup. I'm going to basically use all that to present the meal to them, and what else do? I don't know. Apparently, I have a bottle of wine or a bottle of whatever they probably enjoy. We'd probably pick it up from the kitchen, and I'm going to pour it into the glass that they have. And I'm going to take a step back and kind of posture up behind Ilthana, because they're the chef and they know what they put into it. So
there is a spell of create food or water if you'd like to use it. I'll rule that you can decide which liquid you'll put into the bottle.
Okay, so this is we have to do like a red wine, because this has a white wine if this is a fish thing. It's a fish thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a fish thing. We're doing white wine. I at least know that. I'm classy enough to know that.
Yeah.
I like it's a white wine with a filet of
Pinot
flesh.
Grigio. It's a
Yep.
Pinot Grigio.
Yep, it's a Pinot. So I will pour a Pinot out to our critic.
Why don't you give me a gentle sleight of hand check as you pour this wine?
Actually, no. With a fish dish, it would be a Chardonnay, I believe.
Okay.
I think
I'm learning
Chardonnay
so
goes-
much.
I like wine.
I would research this if I was serving someone at my own house, but like I don't know
Yeah.
this stuff like off the cuff. Okay, so sleight o' hand. Oh, what?
Well, I was gonna say, while Tisa's doing this, I'm gonna start like describing each of the ingredients, like the farm to table chives that were grown by from a family farm, the kind cheese that, and just so on and so on about each of the pieces. Of the
And Anne
sandwich.
died to bring you this dish.
Yeah.
All farm to
It
table.
wasn't yeah.
Yeah, farm to table was beautiful.
Hard to say, yeah, that is perfect. Literally. So we have some music. We have beautiful pairing and service. What about our two resident turtles? One of them I know is on a bike. What is the other doing?
He's just standing in the background, watching and just being observant of everything going around and hoping that turtle soup is not on the menu, and just waiting.
Yeah. So Yog takes that very, very delicious sandwich that he had earlier and slowly kind of breaks bits off and hands it over to Kutao, just kind of feeding him slowly. Kind of slipping him food from the kitchen. He's stolen stuff from the kitchen. He's just feeding it to his friend. And at the same time, I think Kutao got hit at some point, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Because whoever got hit, he's going to slip some food to and kill like wounds to our Tiso.
Tiso.
Yeah.
Tiso is all sorts of beat up.
Yeah.
Wounds.
Tiso got hit with 2 nat 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just kind of dusting stuff off and doing cure wounds. So I'll just roll. I'll just do 2 cure light wounds on him as we go past. Just kind of dusting stuff off on the way past and then eating his sandwich.
I love it. Yeah. So Tiso and Sada, when you get close to the table, you notice there's something slow about it. The table is kind of like moving ever so slightly, kind of like as the Ceramorph sits. You place it in front of him. It looks at its various tools for a moment. This Ceramorph is super fancy, so they cut into their sandwich. As they do, you can see a second pair of arms kind of hovering above the ray gun just in case something wrong happens. And slices into it, pierces it with a 2-pronged fork, and brings it up to its tentacles, and then eats it very, very disgustingly, splattering all sorts of things, different drool and things on the table, snatches up the wine and drinks it in one quick gulp that you can see moving around its face before it proceeds down into its stomach. 20 points of healing. Thank you, Yog, for Tiso. It stops for a moment, picks up the fork and sets it back down in its place, brushes some crumbs off of its turtleneck. And you see for a moment, it kind of zooms out and back in. You can see this Ceramorph's childhood for a moment as it's running with its ray gun, terrorizing different creatures across the far realms. When it comes home, and you see an older Ceramorph set a similar plate in front of it, and after a hard day, it tastes the same thing, and before kind of zooms back up into the premise, and a single tear moves down the Ceramorph's eyes. You have pleased the critic. He looks up at you all and says,
"This was the most delicious meal I have ever had. You will make amazing chefs living with me here forever. Does that sound amenable to you?
I'm afraid not.
But I must have more of your delicious filet of flesh sandwich.
You'll have to take that up with my employer.
But I would like to be your employer now, me and my pet."
and it strokes the table.
I'll tell you what. If Asmodeus agrees to it, I'll stay.
A deal? What about the rest of you all? It seems this was a team effort based on the cameras I watched the entire time.
You have to understand, we must share our gifts with others. It would be simply a shame to keep these to only yourself. And of course we will spread the word that you were the one to bring us together and to bring us the ingredients. But no, we must continue on.
Well, this will not do. I have tried this burger, and I must have this burger forever. I must enjoy. Well, wait. We never decided if it was a burger. That was a point of contention. This filet-o-flesh sandwich. But I digress. We know what happens next. I must kill you because I am an evil alien, and well, you won't stay here and cook burgers for me for the rest of your lives. I mean, the ants have no problem with it, but they live like 2 days. You must live like 3 days, but...
Let's keep it interesting. Give us a chance to rest before we fight. In exchange for this amazing experience that we have given you.
A chance to rest before the fight? Like you would go sleep for like 4 hours before we do battle?
No, just a short period of resting.
Like an hour?
Yes.
We gotta get cleaned up. We just served you.
We did give you this burger.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I can't believe you're asking the villain if you could rest before the boss battle.
He's a classy person, apparently, you know?
He's very classy. He's thinking about it. You did just give him the best sandwich he's ever eaten.
All right. 16.
Guidance.
I got a nat 1, so he says,
Okay, fine. Go take a nap real quick and then come back. I'll be here waiting.
I haven't.
That worked.
I'm gonna wipe my face of all the because he ate and he was like tentacle eating and it all hit me. So I'm like clearly wiping my face.
Oh, 100%.
I go back to the kitchen, put my feet up, and relax for a little bit.
What were you saying, Jay?
I was gonna say, group, I have an idea. He loves our burgers, our meat, our dish. Why don't we train someone to make them for him? And then we leave.
No, we have to stay. We have to keep being really valuable. We have to lock down this secret ingredient. This might be the key to our opener in all our battles. We just serve up a burger first, lower their defenses, and,
I'm concerned if we shared our knowledge, we would then be dispensable. And would...
Melvin pipes up and says, we do have to get the magic griddle he owns. It's very important.
And that too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and Yog puts his hand on Quetal's shoulder and says, "I'm afraid the critic might get upset. I'm keeping this poster of this 90s idol. He's very tall and very lean. This Matthew Iliard."
I'm not giving up my poster of the Charmed Ones. That's not gonna happen.
I just really want to take this diary home with me out of spite.
And then Yog rings the bell on the bike. Let us rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all take a short rest.
Yeah. Amazing.
You hang out for an hour in the kitchen. Occasionally the fridge rumbles again. I'm guessing you don't open it this time.
No.
Okay. So you all may spend hit dice. Anything that comes back on a short rest, you may have it. Otherwise,
I'll as well play a little song on the cowpuncher harp and cast a song of rest. So anybody who's healing gets an extra 1d6 hit points.
Cool. And Yog is going to any of the ants that tragically die in service. he'll take them away and put them to rest elsewhere.
Yeah, you walk up to the farm. Pansy is also gone in the time that it takes for you to rest.
Dearly departed
Pansy also.
Pansy.
Life is short and precious. All right. Anything else?
Oh, did he like the bobblehead and tooth?
Oh, he did like the bobblehead tooth. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, he thought that was a nice touch. When you come back, he's probably eating the tooth.
Yeah, it's a garnish he probably ate, which he shouldn't have done, but yep.
He eats the garnish.
While resting, Elthana is just going to mutter, I guess it would be a prayer to Asmodeus and just say, if an illithid asks you for me to stay, please say no. And then she'll dust herself off and get ready to go fight.
Yeah, you get a feeling of agreement. Like, yeah, you're good.
We're straight.
Okay. So do you all progress back down the hallway?
Yes. Stalking down the hallway, yes.
So
Still riding a bicycle. I'm not
right.
stalking.
Guidance on Tilso just before we enter.
Okay, guidance on Tilsa. So y'all enter back in the room. The table has been cleared. The Ceramorph says,
So, are you feeling well rested?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Then we shall do battle.
and he grabs the tablecloth and pulls it back. And as he does, you hear a loud zoinks from the table.
Oh my God, no.
As he pulls it back, you see the Ceramorph is riding something. A large black giant spider is forming the table. Atop rests the Ceramorph who's riding it. The Ceramorph tears off its turtleneck collar and puts a chef's hat on and says,
I am the critic. I am the chef.
and he grabs the hairy spider's hair on the top of its head, which looks strangely like 90s heartthrob Matthew Illard, the poster that you stole. However, the rest of it is just a regular giant spider. This was Nate. Nate did this. Nate won the raffle. This was Nate's choice. I may work with Matt, but this was not my decision. As he reveals it, the spider begins to resume this large posture, and its head is kind of always twitching as the Ceramorph prepares its maple syrup gun. Everybody roll initiative.
Can I ask a question while we're rolling initiative?
Yes, absolutely.
How was this request phrased? Like, how did he say, I want an elephant riding a Matthew Lillard spider?
I can answer that.
Yeah, Lee, why don't you tell us a little bit about the first contact you had with Nate?
I was talking to Nate, and he was giving me some monster ideas, one of which was the Nomalithid. And I said, that's awesome. But no, you can do like whatever you want. You won, Charlie. The factory's yours. And so I told him like all these ideas. I was like, one time I made an airplane that had Abraham Lincoln's head, a plain Abraham Lincoln. You could do whatever you want. And then just popped in my head, like if you wanted Matthew Lillard, but his teeth were spider legs, like you could do that. And then he talked to Justice, and it turned into that. I didn't think that's where it would go. I was just showing him an idea of whatever you want, we'll do it. And then it turned into what's about to flip.
This is so good.
It's certainly interesting. It's certainly interesting. Yeah, and you can see a picture of a gnome Ceramorph on D&D Beyond. They are very cute, but we're going to have an even better picture of one only moments from now when that final pancake is flipped on the dark griddle. What did you all get for your initiative rolls?
I got a 19.
19 for Tiso.
10 for Quilto.
10 for Quilto.
11 for Sada.
11 for Sada.
16 for Ilthana.
16 for Ilthana.
And 21 for Yog, please.
And a 21 for our fast wielding.
Look at that gorgeousness.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
That is
That is
right down to the
amazing.
maple syrup.
Amazing.
Oh, I love it.
I want to eat it.
All right, I'm snipping that.
Yeah.
That's an easy snip.
So good.
I've got
Yeah, so this giant spider and Ceramorph begin to loom above you all. Yogg, you are first.
With a heartbroken gasp of horror as he sees his new idol demeaned in such a way and ridden by a Ceramorph, Yogg does what all good druids do and cast fairy fire to illuminate this monstrosity by flicking bits of goo and gunk at him. So if you could make a
Dex saving throw for both the
save,
spider
please.
and
At 14, thanks.
All right. Okay. At 14. So both of them fail. The spider says, "Like, come on, man!" And the gnome Ceramorph just kind of says, "Ugh," as it's lit up in what color?
In this case, I think it's going to have to be luminous green with sparkles of orange every once in a while.
All right. So if I believe so, that means that you all have advantage on attack rolls against them, correct?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Yogg rings his bell and retreats from the combat, cycling backwards, backpedaling.
Awesome. Yeah. So Yogg, that is your turn. Tisa.
Okay, before we start, I feel like this backstory here is that Matthew Illard was also chefing for this illithid, and he failed, and therefore became a spider somehow. This is a canon in my head.
Getting into the lore.
Yeah, I mean
the carefully placed lore.
Yeah, like carefully crafted lore for sure. I am going to. So my greatsword as a Blood Hunter, Order of the Profane Soul, Undying person. My sword is my conduit, or where I cast spells from. So I'm going to look at the illithid and the spillard, and I'm going to point my sword towards it and cast Fireball at 3rd level using my greatsword.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to make my dex save. So because we don't have, what's your spell attack modifier?
Yes, that is a good call. Heals. Save DC is 13, so spell attack is +5.
Okay. Oh, sorry. That 13 was what I mean. I said it backwards.
Yeah.
So this Ceramorph for a moment begins to hover higher up above the flames, but the Spillard gets caught in it and is overwhelmed. Killing spiders with fire is a good tactic.
All right.
So he failed his.
I can actually look this up super quickly. Spells, manage spells. D&D Beyond, super awesome UI. You can look up spells super quickly because that's how they do.
This is your first ever fireball. I'm very excited for
8d6, got it. I gotta push all this dice to the side. Wow, that's a good feeling.
That's
is this what
great sound.
Is this what wizards feel like sometimes? And they're like, oh, look at all these dice. Okay, I get it. I get it now. I get
it's worth the low hit points.
So I got 3 4s, so that's 12, plus 5, 17, plus 6 is 23, plus 2 is 25, plus 2, 27, plus 1, 28 points of fire damage.
28 points of fire damage. Beautiful. How would you like to kill Spillard?
Oh wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh
He
wow.
only had 26 hit points.
Okay, using terrible CGI, I want to shoot this fireball into his mouth and kind of those weird explosion from the inside CGI of the 90s.
Yeah.
I want that explosion to happen his face come rocketing towards our perspective and off away from the screen.
You see it go towards the screen, everything like that, and then you see it bouncing down the hallway to find its body, which is held somewhere else in this complex.
Fair.
You have freed the Spillard from its prison. and he can finally go home.
That's my turn. I'm not gonna do anything else. I did all I wanted to do there.
I love it. Ilthana.
Ilthana is going to look at the illithid, and she'll say, I spoke with my master. He said that's a big nope. And she will enact a seal on him. And then she's going to rush forward and attack. And I think she's gonna miss. 9.
As you fire at him, he Superman opens the rest of the turtleneck, and you see a breastplate underneath his turtleneck, and he says,
Miss, you miss.
and then he says, in very 90s fashion,
Now it's my turn.
and pulls his maple syrup gun.
I hate him so much.
Pulls his maple syrup gun out and casts slow on you all. So I want everybody to give me I believe, wisdom saving throw. Yes.
Wisdom.
We're definitely hitting Spy Kids level of theatrics right now.
Thank you.
Not right.
Yeah, all we need is like glasses to be like.
Do we have advantage on this roll?
You do have an advantage.
Ooh, you do have advantage. Yes.
I would like to use my advantage.
Please do.
This is like the highest rolling I've ever done on average.
And it never mattered more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you the DC is 15. So
Okay.
you can tell me if you succeeded or failed. We got fail for Yogg, success for everyone else. Okay. So Yogg, for your turn, your speed is going to be halved. So if you stay on your bicycle, you still get an extra 5.
Kring kring.
Your AC is down by 2, and your dex saving throws, and you can't use reactions. You can use an action or a bonus action on your turn,
Sure.
not both.
Yep. I'm good.
And with that, since you've killed his pet, his steed of sorts, you can see him angered, as if another energy is coming about him. He's not a normal Ceramorph, so he gets to take a legendary action as he floats towards Tisa. I hate because you've gotten attacked with 2 nat 20s, that I feel like since you killed Spillard,
Yeah.
he's gonna attack you with his tentacles.
Oh, the
What's your
game.
AC one more time?
Is 15.
Okay. So he does hit, but not a nat 20 this time.
Yay!
Sweet. You take 17 psychic damage, and you are grappled in his little tentacles. And he says,
You killed Spillard? He says, why would you kill Spillard? He was being a table for me for like 3 hours.
and it is now the end of his turn, but you all notice something. To the left and the right of you, you see once where there were tables full of little brains. They are empty, but 2, let me see. 2 football-sized brains with legs and paws begin to scurry out from the left and the right. Intellect devourers ready to try to devour your intellect. So I think because there are 2 of them and there are 2 turtles, I think it makes sense for them each to attack a turtle. I like that. It feels symmetrical to me.
Yeah.
So they first attack with their claws. What are both of y'all's ACs?
19.
19.
19 as well.
And is that with the slow? Is it 17? Because if it's 17,
now.
I get you. If not, okay. Ooh, okay. So the claws for the first one misses Quilto, but the second one does hit our pal Yogg for a whopping 6 slashing damage. But I want both of you to make intelligence saving throws.
That pancake is just so magical.
It's super magical.
It's so magical.
D&D Beyond loves me so much it gave me a 7.
A 7
6.
and a 6. All right. So both
Wow.
of you all take 16 psychic damage.
Ouch.
And I need to roll 3d6s. What is y'all's intelligence scores?
11.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So
Turtle soup's on the menu, I guess.
I think our
so,
turtles just got real pretty.
both of your intelligence scores are reduced to 0. A bit of drool just kind of down from your turtle mouths. I'm gonna say, so normally you would be stunned, but I'm gonna say that we're gonna go by like feeble-minded rules. So you can still make basic attacks. You just can't do anything very higher thought. So these intellective hours are effectively salivating at the chance to replace your brain with themselves. But their turn is up, and it is now Sada's turn.
Woof. Okay. The critic, he's like, is he floating above?
He's like floating like 3 inches off the ground.
Oh, 3 inches off the
It's
ground.
like
Okay.
Chris Angel, like he's not really flying. Like, what's the big deal?
Okay. I'm just wondering, like, where everyone's positioned. If I could get off a 10-foot spear spell and just hit him.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
You could aim
Okay.
like behind him and only get him.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna using a bonus action. I'm going to use my what is it called again? My unsettling words, and I'm gonna say, "What are you? An idiot sandwich?" And he's gonna take 4 off of his next saving throw,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast Shatter behind him.
Ooh.
And that's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, I think No, I already did my disadvantage, but I still have the D4. What is your save?
13.
Okay, yeah. So he fails because of your D4. So good thinking on that.
Okay. And then he will take 12
12.
damage.
Nice.
Okay. He looks pretty beat up, but he's still there. He's gone from hovering 3 inches off the ground to hovering 2 inches off the ground.
Okay.
And it is now Quilto's turn. So Quilto, there's a little drool coming out. You feel you're very turtle, like your intelligence at this point is an actual turtle's intelligence, but you still recognize your friends, and you know that these brains are the bad guys. What would you like to do?
Based off of my intelligence, spells are pretty much out because of the intelligence part and knowing the enemies, I'm assuming.
They are, but I'm going to let you roll another intelligence saving throw at the end of your turn to kind of snap back into it.
Okay, because the idea would be casting Sanctuary on myself, but I don't think that's possible. So instead, I'm going to curl into my turtle with the shield over, and like I said, and just thinking that happy thoughts and trying to figure out what I can do of like protecting myself, that sanctuary of just leave me alone.
Yeah, so maybe you slur out the word sanctuary and then you retreat into your turtle shell. Why don't you give me another intelligence saving throw?
Thank you, D&D Beyond. That's a 9.
9.
D&D Beyond giveth, D&D Beyond taketh away.
Yeah, they took all my bad luck and
Why
siphoned it off.
don't you roll one more time? Why don't you roll one more time? Because I really liked your turtle
I'll give you
shell.
my advantage. I'll give you my
there you
advantage.
Hey.
There you go.
A 9 because it's fate.
We don't fight the dice at this point.
Nope, the die don't lie. So
It's a good,
fate is just saying,
it's a good
I'm-
storytelling moment.
I'm curled up going, please, please.
So you can feel the scraping of the intellect to devour against your shell. Yogg, it is your turn. You are still holding a magic sword, even though you might not realize it is. Your sushi knife.
Justice, you can nix this if you want, but the vision I have in my head is Yogg's brain suddenly goes. In front of him is this squashy thing. He's on a bicycle. He screams in rage, "Dude!" Enlarges and then crushes the thing in front of him by attacking the intellect devour.
I think that's great. I'm gonna allow it. And because you're slowed, everything is happening in slow motion. So you're like, as you get bigger.
Amazing.
You hit him with the bike?
You don't know how to ride the bike anymore, sadly. So you're gonna have to fall off the bike after your turn.
I imagine I'd crush it. I'd literally enlarge and crush the thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And it makes one last ching, ching, ching.
Yeah.
Except it's more like.
Yeah. And
yeah.
taketh and give away and giveth again. 23 to hit.
23 to hit does hit, and don't forget about your extra D4 on your damage.
Yeah, there's lots of pluses. That's quite a lot. So whoever gave me the frost brand, thank you so very much, because otherwise I do no damage whatsoever. That's 11 points of damage. And does frost brand do anything else weird?
There should be cold damage. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh wow. So much damage. Wow, 17 points of damage. I've never done so much damage as a druid in my life.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Math time. That's the best part of D&D, everybody, is math.
Math time.
It's amazing. I love D&D as much as I do because I hate math.
At least there's not very
Flaming
much
passion of a
multiplication.
1,000 suns.
So you grow giant, this big slow motion turtle waving a frost-coated sushi knife as he sits on his bike. He slices into the Ceramorph's face, and you cut off one tentacle. Appropriately with this sushi knife, you have I don't remember what the word for octopus is, but it falls neatly on a nearby a plate of rice right on top of it. And it is now Tiso's turn. I hope I wasn't muted just now.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No,
You're good.
you were fine.
Sorry,
That would have been really awkward.
My science brain kicked in. I was like, what is the word for octopus? I thought octopus is octopus because it's Latin.
Taco.
Anyway.
Apparently, T-A-K-O, taco.
Let's see. Okay, so I see these two creatures in front of me, right?
Yeah, they would probably be behind you to your left and right. One is attacking Quilto, who's in his shell, and the other is watching Yogg running in slow motion.
Okay, do I need to use an action to do I do have to use an action for that. Sad panda.
Oh, and one more thing, sorry. Yogg, why don't you give me another wisdom saving throw for your slow?
A natural 20, making 25.
You
Nice.
are back to normal speed.
Oh, I'm just a running drooling idiot. Excellent.
Back to Tiso. Sorry about that.
No worries. I'm gonna use I'm gonna roll 1d4 first. This is an actionless thing. My blood maledict to do the blood curse on one of the creatures in front of me. So I'll do that. As again, I'm just squeezing the handle of my sword. It has like divots and stuff for me to do the ritual or sacrifice I need to do to it. So 2 hit points done to myself. I need to take extra damage for sure. And then I will. Oh yeah, I can do this too. So I'm just gonna cast bonus action haste. We're just gonna layer all this damage. So haste is on it, and then I will just make my attack with my greatsword. So
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. That is a 14.
14 to hit?
Yes.
Miss, unfortunately.
Yep.
No, yeah. Clashes against his breastplate, but doesn't break through.
And I think I burned through all the things. So yeah, that was my turn.
What's a very 90s thing to say? I don't know. Anyway.
Oh
next-
my God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a scrunchie falls out of his hair as you hit him. Ilthana, it is your turn.
Elthana is going to attempt to buy us a moment, and she is going to turn to the far end of the room, as far away as I can do this. And she's going to yell, "Now!" and cast Silent Image while her back is turned to the Illithid. And on the far end of the room, a Githyanki is going to appear. I don't know if I said that right. They are a race that the Illithid hate. And so she's going to summon one on the far end of the room with Silent Image.
Awesome. So I'm going to use the gnome Ceramorph's passive intelligence investigation. What is your save?
Let me double check. Sorry, where is it? There it is. 13.
So he looks at your Githyanki for a moment. For a second, you see his eyes glimmer for believing it's there. And he kind of shakes his head and says,
No, that's impossible.
Do the intellect devourers stray?
The
one.
intellect devourers do look like they begin to back away from Yogg and Quilto and begin moving their way towards this illusion in the back of the room.
Perfect.
Giving you space. Anything else?
I'm going to... Do you do flanking rolls?
I do not.
Okay, then no.
Okie dokie. So it is the Ceramorph's turn. He looks bruised like a slightly rotten eggplant at this point. He looks towards you all and is going to do a mind blast.
Oh no.
So this is a 60-foot cone. So everyone in the area must give me a intelligence saving throw.
Okay, I'm not bad at
for
all.
this, actually. Let me double check it. Sorry.
We have about 7 minutes left, but we're making good time because it's very low health.
Are you talking about us or them?
Them.
Oh, okay. I got a 10, sadly.
I
10?
also got a
Okay.
10.
I am going to invoke Authority Spellbreaker,
Okay.
which allows me to call on Asmodeus' authority to protect me from an enemy's magic.
Ooh.
And since this is a or a spell that requires no, I'm sorry, it's only a line spell, it's not a cone effect, so never mind. I can't do that. So I roll. I failed. I rolled a 3.
Did anyone get a 15 or higher?
Oh my god.
It looks like we're cooking meals here for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I was starting to feel
Okay,
that way.
so
Does anybody have advantage
Everyone-
left?
is
We're
there any advantage left? That's a
we're
good
gonna be-
question. Did anyone not use their advantage?
I didn't get one.
I gave
we've
mine
actually
away.
got-
Michael,
The
you did
whole
get one.
party got
I
one.
gave everybody but me advantage
Yeah.
earlier, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, this would be a
You
great
have one.
time to use
I thought we were forever chillard with Spillard, so...
No, no.
Still
Okay,
might
all right,
be.
we'll see.
So I'm chucking my other one to Sada. So Sada, you get my other one.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you get above a 15.
18.
18. Okay. Okay, so if you got lower
Palms are
than a
sweating.
15, you take 22 psychic damage and are stunned for 1 minute, repeating the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So this wave of just earth-shaking, piercing noise goes through. If you failed your save, maybe you would get a splitting headache. but Sada, Tiso, anybody else succeed?
Just us
All
two.
right, Sada, it is your turn.
Is this
The
an all or
Ceramorph
nothing
is
thing,
floating.
or is it halved?
You take none if you pass.
Cool.
Sada, the Ceramorph is floating just 1 inch above the ground now.
Okay. I am going to take a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Tiso.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh,
So 7 hit points.
that is great. It's great. It's great.
It's great. And then I'm gonna pull out my rapier and see what I can do.
Can I do something about that? As a reaction to failing a saving throw against a spell, I can choose to succeed instead when I evoke Authority Veteran of Sorcery.
It's unfortunately not a spell. It is an innate
Oh, okay.
ability.
Ah, curses.
Slow was a spell, though.
Yeah, I didn't get hit by that. Oops.
Sada, please tell me you rolled a 16 or higher. Why didn't you just... You could have lied and you didn't, and I appreciate it.
I could have.
So you run and you strike at the Ceramorph, and it scratches his breastplate, and he says,
So close. Not.
for the 90s ting.
I hate him.
Wow.
And Quilto.
So Quilto failed his saving throw, took 22 points of damage,
Okay.
which basically, as you see his head and arms slowly come out, drooling, and I have to make a death save because I am down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And at which point, the words of Cowabunga.
Oh no.
I love it. Good sport.
So I have to roll a D20, right?
It's a Constitution save, basically.
All right, Constitution saving throw. Here we go. Oh, I have advantage if I'm withdrawn into my shell, but I don't think it counts on this point.
I think it does.
But that's okay because D&D Beyond giveth. I rolled a 17.
Hey.
17.
Yay!
Awesome. So you get a success.
Success.
Yogg.
Yorg clutches his head, screams toothache, and then makes a death saving throw as well.
All right. And then Tiso, you're next.
You know, Justice just really doesn't like, turtle folk. That's what it comes down
I
to
feel
here.
so bad.
Yeah.
Just good. 1 success. Tiso. You're
Alrighty.
standing in front of the Ceramorph. He does not have much hit points left.
I am going to. That's the one I hexed and righted, so I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
And you know what? We just believe. We're just gonna believe.
We're going to believe.
So I'm also gonna, as my bonus action, since I can do it, I can use a 1d4 right on, or a 1d4. Right. So I'm gonna do the frost thingy. Let me see here. So that's 3 damage to me before I start this off, because that's how we do. And then I will roll. That is a 17.
Oh, yes, you hit. Thank goodness.
All right, so let me roll my damage here. It's 1. Let me do this. Let's use D&D Beyond because they're super sweet. 9 damage, just slashing damage, and then hex. I believe I remember this right. It's 1d8, right? Is the hex?
Sounds right.
Spells.
Chat, what you got? Somebody knows.
It's 1d6. I should know this. I play a warlock 24/7 all the time. So 1d6 plus my, and it's double right damage plus another, so like 3 d4s on top of my d6.
Okay.
So 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 plus 1. I think that's 5 on top of the 3. So 8 more points of damage.
How would you like to kill the Ceramorph?
Yes!
You're gonna see me. The Ceramorph, they're floating, right?
Yeah.
You said they were
Hovering.
Chris Angeling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my sword and just jam it up into the creature. You're going to see my hex connect with my blood rights and ice like pump through, and I'm just going to bring it down and smash it onto the ground and like turn it into ice shards.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah. So you slam down, you see the Ceramorph's head explode with the ice. It drops down and says, "You could have been my burger chef," as it falls. And the intellect devours in very 90s fashion. You've killed the bad guy. All of the minions immediately explode. And you all have succeeded. We are right at the end of time, aren't we?
Hey, that's awesome.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
That was so good.
The griddle is there next to the dead Spillard. Melvin seizes it up, and you all may return back to the world with the griddle secure.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. If we will, I'd like to thank everybody for playing. I'd like to thank all of our donors, our viewers, our sponsors. Just a reminder, this is Jasper's Game Week. I believe there's another game after this one. And then there's going to be a whole bunch more ones in the next few days. So please tune in, continue to donate to Jasper's Game Day. Let's give our players a moment to remind us who they are, say thank you, and so we'll go in the same order as last time. So, Michael, you're first.
All right, I gotta shotgun this really quickly. Hi, my name is Michael Sinclair II. I go by Michael Crits everywhere on Twitter and Twitch. I play on the Fae Forge Academy podcast. Episodes released every Friday. I play on Second Star of the Right. Those episodes happen every other week. Friday, which is today at like 4:30. So I'm on the show today. I'm on Let's Get Wild Mount with Critical Bard and Opera Geek and them on Saturdays, and I am on Into the Motherlands on Wednesday. Other than that, I double major in D&D and Comp Sci, so I'm a very busy person. But if I'm not doing that, you'll see me play Magic the Gathering on my own Twitch channel.
Wow.
Wow.
You are busy.
Yeah.
Becky.
I have not even a fifth of that to say. Becky Salmond, you can find me at Madly Beckons anywhere on the internet. Nothing else to promote. Do you need some supply chain consulting? I can do that. That's
yes. I love it.
That's what I got.
Awesome. Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris. I was Yog. I'm almost super at this point in time. Huge thank you to Justice for doing this. Absolutely brilliant. Jasper's Day, amazing. Wonderful players. Michaela and her vengeance against Justice was amazing. So thank you, Michaela. Thank you for everyone in chat who's donated to this. And thank you for all the mods and people looking us after in the background. Lee, absolutely amazing. I can't even draw that well, and you've been making pancakes on the fly. It's mind-blowingly brilliant. This has been hilarious. Thank you. Back to you, Justice.
Yes, and Yog and Quilto did survive to see another day. He would have been healed by Melvin. So with that, Jay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jay. You can find me as Neo43 on the socials. I also play Wednesday nights in Scryer Vision on the Scryer Vision channel, and also once a month Sundays, a Star Wars Shadowport Adventures one-shots, series of one-shots on Big Bearded Nerd. But also, thank you, Jaspers. Thank you, everyone. I will be running a May the 4th Jaspers Star Wars game at noon. So join us for some Star Wars fun. I'll be GMing that. But thank you so much, Justin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone who donated. This is a great cause. It's very much to our hearts. So thank you so much, and keep donating for this.
Awesome. Next up, Katie.
Hi, everybody. Goblin Katie. You can find me on all the socials and Twitch at Goblin Katie. You can also catch me Sunday mornings playing Classic Brunch with D&D Jordan Lee on my Twitch channel. Every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am on the D4 stream, which this week I am actually DMing as my character. So
Awesome.
It's my birthday on Sunday. My birthday wish is for you guys to join us for this
Happy early birthday.
amazing meta experience. Thank you. And Yeah, I know. Oh, and on Mondays I play Minecraft on my Twitch channel with a couple of amazing folks, and I highly recommend you join in. It is a good time. But that's me.
Cool. Lee, you were so still that I thought it was an image for a bit. Lee, why don't you go?
I'm just used to being a moving arm. I'm sorry. I'm Lee. I am at Goldberg337 on Instagram and Twitter. On Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific time, I make pancakes for Idle Champions on their Twitch channel, CNE Games. And as of right now, I don't play in any weekly games, but I will be playing in another Jasper's game on Wednesday as a Pancake Warlock.
Oh, awesome.
I'm more than just pancakes. Ooh, but I got an idea for a Pancake Warlock.
For fellow warlocks.
I love it. And my name is Justice. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Justice Arman. I was your dungeon master. I work at Beetle and Grimm's. If you want to keep supporting Jasper's, you can head on over to our website at some point and buy our Jasper's Game Day pin, which goes to benefit Jasper's Game Day. But other than that, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for all the donations, and be sure to stick around and tune in for the next game. That's it.
Michaela, you're the best nemesis anyone could hope for.
You're the best.
Full fish.